Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Let's go, baby, let's go!
From a championship backfield to your morning drive.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
You're locked in to Off the Bench.
Flynn is back to throw from the end zone. Boom!
Live from the Raising Cane studio, here's Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Welcome in a Friday edition on Off the Bench. We are working towards the weekend. One more show for you here on this work week. Taylor Sharp here with you, filling in for Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. One more time. We are feeling good. We're ready to have some fun on this Friday. Woke up feeling pretty good, guys. And we got Alondra Villarreal. We got Braxton Rizzuto here. Alondra looks like she's ready to end this week with a bang. She has bangs now, guys. It's funny.
I'm not even gonna.
It's funny. Braxton and
I'm
Johnny
not even gonna
enjoyed it.
engage in that.
She does this, so she loved it. Okay, Braxton, she
What
loved
was
it.
the
She's
one-
not
what
serious.
What did you say the other day? Or like
She
when
doesn't
it was
mean
the
it or
tripod,
something.
But what did you say?
Oh, the Five Guys.
Oh yeah.
I asked Matt if he had ever been to Five Guys. He said yeah, and I said, well, that's how many guys LSU got in the transfer portal. She hated the joke. Worst part is, Braxton,
so
it was
dumb.
actually 6 players.
Yeah.
I miscounted. Worst
The
part
6
of it.
guys slipped
but,
in.
Okay, so we're rocking the bangs though. They look great.
They're back.
So
They're so back.
Was when you were rolling out yesterday, that's where you were going, you were getting the bangs done?
Mm-hmm.
They look great.
Thank you. I also went a little more red and darker.
Okay.
Okay, it does look, yeah.
Okay, so it looks red. Closer up.
I mean, it was like more purple last time I got it done. Like
So
a
like a
cherry
auburn?
cola.
Right.
And this is more like burgundy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks great.
Thank
we
you.
love it.
Thanks. They're back. They were gone for a little bit, but they're back.
We gotta get a social media post though. See, that's the thing.
So it was during my window, so I did post a story on mine, and then I think I put it on Twitter too.
Okay, well then we're good.
Yeah.
If it's social media official,
Yeah.
everybody's seen the bangs
are
now.
social media official.
Braxton, how we doing?
Doing good. Sucks that I missed yesterday.
No bangs for
being in
Braxton.
school. No, not at all.
You didn't get the memo, dude.
Mm.
I was gonna wear mine. I didn't want me in a laundry match. So
Yeah,
I was
you
like,
didn't want to
what?
steal my thunder.
Yeah, I was like, that's
I'm gonna let her
just-
have her moment.
Right, and she let us know yesterday. I didn't see the pig, but she texted us in the group like, "Hey, when y'all get back, I'm gonna have bangs." So I was like, I don't want to be the copier, You
Yeah.
never want to be the second
Nah.
guy.
I
You
didn't
want to
want-
be the trendset.
Yeah,
Right.
I didn't want Jake and Matt to get here and be like, "What is happening over there?" So I gave them a little warning.
Well, Jake texted us yesterday. Our guy still hasn't got a haircut.
Oh, he said, "I still have long hair. Sorry," because we all know I'm not a fan of his long hair.
Right.
I actually really don't like it.
Well,
And so he was like, "I still have the long hair. Sorry." I said, "That's disappointing news."
yeah. Let's see how he won't admit it. Jake's trying to go full Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
So he's trying to have that little bit of
Oh,
lettuce
He wants
flowing in
some
the
like
back. Yeah.
actual flow.
He's gonna have that flow going on in the back. The Tony Vitello look that he had when he was at Tennessee. That's gonna be Jake when he gets back on Monday. Braxton, you told me.
Yeah.
I was telling you, I was like, yeah, I got in a little bit late, had to work the women's basketball game, and you said, well, I got in late too. You play on an intramural basketball team at Southeastern. How is this the first time I'm hearing about this?
I don't know. I feel like I would have told you before. This is my third year doing it since I'm a junior. We are currently 3-0.
We get the win last night?
We did. Won by 21.
21 chumps.
Yeah. Little
Those
blowout.
posers on the other side, they just stand a chance. All right, be honest. How many did we drop last night? What was the stat line for our guy?
We actually have a guy who videos and takes stats. So I don't know the official stats.
You
But
didn't keep track of how many points you Braxton.
Of course I did.
Listen to me. Okay, how many points? Everybody in intramural basketball, you're counting every single shot. You don't care about your teammates in intramural basketball. What'd you score?
last night I had about 14. Just 14. Since we're blowing out, we played the other guys.
Since we were blowing them out.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What kind of brag was that, Braxton? First off, I
Humble
hear.
brag.
Well, first off, I hear. I just said 14.
I didn't have that much.
A cool 14 piece,
Yeah.
and we were blowing them out.
We
So
were
set the
sharing.
second
We're
half.
sharing.
Coach
Sharing is
said.
caring.
Coach said all the blue chip recruits in the second half because we were running away with it. All right, Mr. Cocky, what we averaging in intramural basketball?
I would say about 13, 14, somewhere around that. We have everybody,
Okay,
our whole
baller.
starting five in score. So we're all like getting at least 10, 12 points.
So it's a team. It's a
It's
little
a team
team share
effort.
the rock.
There's no I in team.
There ain't nobody out there.
But
Russell
there's a
Westbrook.
even though
M and
there's
a
an
E.
ME, even though there's an ME,
You don't have any Russell Westbrooks on the team boxing out
Nah.
your teammates to get an extra rebound,
they're
keep that
actually,
triple double going.
my little comp is Reed Shepard.
That's your comp.
That's my comp.
Braxton.
That's my
Did
comparison.
you comp yourself?
Yeah,
No,
that's
no.
like.
No. I promise you.
Speaking of comping yourself,
Yeah.
okay, y'all know the skater we talked about, the really Ilya Malinin or whatever, he fell
Yeah.
in the finals, got like 8th.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Quad God?
he gave himself that nickname.
He gave himself quad. You can't give yourself.
I
quad
know.
God. I'm mad that we all
I
went
know,
along
I
with
know.
it.
Oh.
He gave himself the nickname, and he apparently had a nickname before that because he did like a triple.
Yeah.
Gave himself that nickname too. So he's a repeat offender on that.
Mm-mm.
It's not good.
That doesn't go.
I mean, like, did somebody actually call you Reed Shepard, or is that
Yeah.
just a guy you watch?
100%. No. They were just at first, they were naming like any white guy. They were going from Reed Shepard. Who else?
Reed Shepard.
Really, just Reed Shepard. That's my favorite one so far.
So an athletic white guy is what you're saying.
Oh, I'm athletic.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like they just compared you
Mhm.
to an athletic white guy.
Yeah.
Hey, I get it, man. I got a little fired up this morning because I don't know if anybody saw U.S. another gold medal.
Oh, yeah.
This time against those damn dirty Canadians.
They're all in overtime, too.
The 51st state now of the U.S. Like the U.S. officially owns Canada. Hockey was the one thing you had, right? Like Canadian Football League, awful. We listed the number of celebrities you had. We don't care. We could take them or leave them. The best thing about Canada is Nickelback, and half the U.S. hates you. Your flag is your country's so boring that you put a leaf on your flag to attract tourists. Niagara Falls, you can see it from Buffalo, New York. Now we own them in hockey. Those that didn't see U.S. women's hockey beats Canada in the gold medal round, 2-1. So it was 1-0 going into the final period. And then Hillary Knight scores the goal in the third, send it into overtime, and Megan Keller, the overtime goal to send those damn Canadians into that second place bracket. Shout out to the U.S. They get it done. That is their third gold medal in U.S. women's hockey history, first since 2018, actually, so it's been a little while. But shout out once again, U.S. showing their dominance over Canada. And get ready because today, after the U.S. men's team takes down Slovakia in the semifinal round, we're going to whip up on you in the gold medal round. I'm sorry, this is OTB. As Alondra would say, we're going to give you a can of butt whip in the final round.
Hell
Braxton, you ever heard of like Boudreaux's butt paste? You've probably seen it in the stores.
I couldn't tell you.
I couldn't actually tell you what it's for. I just know it's a thing. Alondra created butt whip.
Oh,
That's our
no.
OTB version of it. So if you hear me refer
You've
to
heard of
anything as
Flynn-isms.
right,
Get ready for Alondra-isms.
Right. this is something that we created 2 weeks ago when it was just the tripod of me, Alondra, Matt. Scary times that week was.
It's gonna happen again next week.
Yeah, we also created a new Olympic position, the Freckle Inspector. He may pop up in the chat.
Really?
So if you see
wow.
Freckle Inspector in the chat, that came from that week as well. We're going to patent butt whip. We're going to make a killing off of it. But shout out U.S. women's hockey team getting it done over the Canadians. And yeah, U.S. plays Slovakia today at 2 o'clock on the men's side. Canada plays Finland. I imagine it's going to be U.S. and Canada. I hope it's U.S. and Canada. Get a little payback from the Four Nations face-off last year. Get that done. Get another gold medal in the bracket. Make it happen. Keep racking up the golds. LSU. The U.S. sits in third place right now in terms of total medal count. Norway, again, still dominating. Italy in second. U.S. right now, 25, 26 overall medals. And, dominating, killing it. in the Winter Olympics right now. Started off slow, but past couple week or so, they're getting going. All right, look, we're going to cut first segment a little bit short because we got a lot to get to. LSU women's basketball, big-time road win last night, and the Tigers on the baseball diamond. They'll play a little tournament up in Florida coming up today, this afternoon, 1 p.m. first pitch. We're breaking it all down next. You're on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
GCOPnet.com, Gulf Coast Office Products, the leader in office solutions, not only here in Baton Rouge, but in the entire Gulf Coast. That's why the Pelicans, the Saints, the Tigers, and the Raging Cajuns all trust GCOP. If you are part of a law firm, engineering firm, university, bank, hospital, well, you know how important documents are. And you know you need them when you need them. Right then, right there, not down the road. And you're always going to get that because no matter what, when you call Gulf Coast Office Products, the person that answers is going to be the person that helps you. They're not transferring you to 17 different people. Go to the website, gcopnet.com.
That's right, Gulf Coast Office Product. Louisiana's leader when it comes to office technology. So printers, copiers, scanners, whatever it is. You know that lifeline of the office and how it functions and runs is that paper trail. And you cannot afford any downtime. I don't care if it's a one-person office or a 1,000-person office. If you have downtime, that's why their award-winning service team can help you out and help you out fast. That's Gulf Coast Office Products, gcopnet.com.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Okay, and what is our goal?
Less than 110.
That's right, less than 110.
We teach. We laugh. We pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, please guide our hands during this procedure.
Hey, how we feeling today?
I'm feeling better.
We heal.
You look better.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We do all things.
I got you.
No way.
With great love. FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. No, the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
At Ochsner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Ochsner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Ochsner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer.
Off the Bench.
Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit louisianapropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
Championships are won with preparation, and so are great roofs.
The Tigers don't cut corners on the floor. Parrish Construction and Roofing won't cut corners on your home either.
Do business with someone you know. Parrish Construction and Roofing.
ParrishGroup.com.
The experts at Hood Dental Care want you smiling bigger and healthier than ever. New patients can get a healthy gums cleaning for just $89, plus a free exam and full mouth x-rays. A $376 value. With over 3,000 five-star Google reviews, 5 local locations, and easy online scheduling with same-day care. Hood Dental makes it simple to get started. And we always have other great giveaways for new patients. Check out hooddentalcare.com and schedule your appointment today.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed
bank as well. All right.
Welcome back in. Friday edition of Off the Bench. And guys, this is a Friday ass Friday. You know,
Can I
here,
just explain what happened
well,
real quick?
I was sitting here laundry, like that commercial break seemed a little long.
That's my bad.
What happened?
So we got back from the break, and the log over here has our live reads that we're supposed to do. And we had what we call a floater. and I tried to clear the floater, and I accidentally double-clicked. So when I cleared the floater, I also hit the stab again, and so whenever I hit the stab, it sent us immediately into a second break as soon as we got back from that first break. So my bad, y'all. My bad for the 6 minutes of commercials. That's on me for real. Chest tap.
So I took the headphones off during the break, put them back on. I hear the OTB stab, and I'm like, all right, we're about to come back in. And Alondra goes, no! I'm like,
I really did.
I'm like, Alondra, relax. It's just the stab. Like, if you're not ready to come back from break, we can let the bump music. And then she's like, we're in another break. I'm like,
I was like, I
why
sent us
are
back
we?
to break.
So, guys, we about to have a little 20-minute segment here on
Sorry, guys.
OTB.
Wait, what? Sorry.
I said, y'all better buckle up.
I know, my
It'll be
bad.
fine. Nookie had a comment in the chat that really made me laugh. Braxton, you're not going to know what this is because you're 12 years old. But Nookie says Braxton comes from the family who created the Braxton Hicks contractions. That's hilarious. I don't know if either of you know what that is. So
I'm a girl. I know what Braxton Hicks are.
How effed
Also,
up is it that it's named
Friends.
after a guy?
Yeah.
First off.
Also, Friends.
True.
Yeah.
That's true. Braxton Hicks contractions, Braxton, is like false ones. Like it's a really bad contraction where it feels like you're going into labor and you're actually not. And it's just your body preparing itself for labor. So like, you know how they're like, oh, like baby's coming, like I'm about to go into labor. It's not. In like 20 seconds, it's done. And it could happen like multiple times. That's what Braxton Hicks contractions. I just thought that was fun. I doubt that's who you're related to, but.
Oh, no.
All right, guys. Lot to get to in this segment, fortunately. LSU women's basketball. If you didn't catch it last night, you missed a heck of a game. The Tigers pull it out when they looked like they were done for. I mean, they were just barely treading water that entire game. Ole Miss had a 6-point lead at halftime. So you're like, okay, LSU's still within striking distance. LSU, awful second quarter. Just 11 points in that second quarter. Started out well. I mean, put up 26 in the first. You're like, okay, that's about normal. Let's see if they can keep that rolling. Awful in the second. Ole Miss gets up to as much as a 13-point lead in the third quarter. LSU was able to cut it to 9 heading into the fourth quarter. Well, with about 6.5 minutes to go, the Ole Miss Rebels were up 10 points at home, 6.5 minutes to go. It looked like there was no way this team was going to come back. Well, what happened? Ole Miss couldn't make any shots, and LSU just kept coming and kept going and kept going and kept going. They fought all the way back. You're like, oh, they cut it to 6. They cut it to 4. Wait a minute, this is a tie game. And once they tied that game on that Jada Richard 12-foot jumper, the entire thing flipped on its head and LSU ran away with it. And LSU wins this game 78-70. So from being down 10 with 6.5 minutes to go to winning this game by 8 points in that swing, it really shows the want for this team. Think about it. These ladies just came off of an emotional, draining, physical basketball game on Saturday night in the PMAC. It was the 7:30 primetime game. It was on ABC. You took on arguably the best team in women's college basketball, and you came up short once again. I mean, you lost the 18th straight time to South Carolina. Kim Mulkey, 0-6 against Dawn Staley since being at LSU. Like, that's heartbreaking for everyone involved. And to get up for a game like that, physically and emotionally, that can be draining on you. Look at what happened 2 years ago. 2 years ago, LSU hosted South Carolina in that exact same spot. They lost to South Carolina. And what happened? They went on the road to Mississippi State later in that week, and they lost that game. And it very much looked like that was what was going to happen last night. But Flau'jae Johnson, Malaysia Fulwiley, who we'll get into in a minute, Jada Richard, like all of them stepped up so big down the stretch for this team. It was incredible. If you're wondering just how good LSU's defense was in that fourth quarter, Ole Miss 7 points in the fourth quarter, and they were 0 for 16 on field goal attempts. All 7 points came from free throws. It was foul shots that kept them in that game. LSU outscored them 24-7 in that last quarter of play. And again, the last 6.5, they blew the doors off of. I mean, it wound up being, can LSU try to get back into this game to how much is LSU going to win by once you were in the final 2 minutes of this ball game? Flau'jae Johnson, like, is just the leader of this team. You can tell that she's a 4-year player under Kim Mulkey. Everything she has to do to win the game, she's going to do it. She had 5 rebounds in this game, 3 assists, just 1 turnover. She shot 6 for 11 from the field. So she was actually really good there. And she finished with 18 points. She's actually only one of 2 players with double digits in this game. Malaysia Fulwiley off the bench continues to just be a spark plug for this team. She came off the bench, 24 minutes, 26 points, 10 of 18 shooting, and she kind of led the charge that last 6 minutes or so. She went on a run where she had like 2 or 3 buckets in a row by herself to get you within that 2-point gap. And then again, Jada Richard ties the game on the jumper, and that's all she wrote. The Tigers run away with it. And you could see that they were fired up. I mean, I understand it's a different sport, but think about how much Ole Miss fans hate LSU right now. Like, that's... You could hear it. I mean, it was like a hornet. Patrick Wright on the broadcast literally said, it feels like LSU's in a hornet's nest right now. The fans are right on top. There was 7,500 people in that building last night at an 8 o'clock midweek tip-off. And most of them were there rooting against LSU. Now, LSU traveled well. They had a lot of their fans there. I don't know if any of you saw the picture of a lot of the fans brought the Lane Kiffin LSU headshot cutout, and they were holding it up to troll the Ole Miss fans. Love that. Because Ole Miss is never going to stop thinking about Lane Kiffin. They're never going to stop thinking about LSU. And the fact that you went in there and got that win, great. Now you can say, okay, LSU's number 7 in the country. They got a win over number 17. Great. They did exactly what they're supposed to do. First off, it's hard to beat top 25 opponents. Second, it's even harder to win on the road in the SEC. But most importantly, I don't know if people realize how big this game actually was for really both teams. So going into last night, LSU and Ole Miss were tied for 4th in the conference. They were 8-4 overall. In order to get that extra bye in the SEC tournament, you have to be a top 4 seed. And now South Carolina's at the top, 12-1. Vandy's up there. Like, nobody's catching those teams. Well, with the win last night, LSU is now in sole possession of 4th place, sitting at 9-4. The 3 teams right behind them, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Ole Miss. LSU has beaten all 3 of those teams head-to-head, including Ole Miss last night. All the Lady Tigers got to do now is keep winning and you get your bye. You don't have to rely on anyone else. So you can look at it and say, yeah, it's big-time top 25 conference win, like great, but it means so much more for that for SEC tournament hopes and tournament seeding if you go far in that SEC tournament. This was much bigger than just one game, and I mean, obviously, I was just talking about the fan rivalry between the 2 schools, but even more so than that, what this team accomplished last night to get off the mat, fight back in a game where, honestly, like I was working the board last night. I was producing the game for Patrick Wright. I'm sitting there in the studio. It snowballs into a 13-point lead for Ole Miss with about 2.5 to go in the third quarter, and I'm like, this game's over. LSU was about to lose a second consecutive game and fall to 8-5. Like, I really saw that happen. You get into the fourth quarter, and they're chipping away and chipping away and chipping away, and then the last 2 minutes, I kind of sat back. I mean, I wasn't even super tense the last 2 minutes because I kind of knew LSU had this game in the bag, the way they were playing. Outside of the scoring itself, big story in the second half, Michaela Williams did not play at all in the second half. She had 16 minutes, all of them in the first half. Now, she had 7 points, 3 for 8 shooting, 1 for 3 from the 3-point line. It didn't look like she was injured. I mean, she was sitting on the bench the entire time. She actually stood up with the team when there was a timeout in the huddle. No word yet on if, look, we know Kim Mulkey, she's a fiery coach. Was she trying to make an example out of Michaela Williams? It's all speculation at this point. Michaela Williams did not play at all, though, in that second half. The good news is it didn't look like, though, it was because of injury. But again, a big-time win for the LSU Tigers, 78-70 over the Ole Miss Rebels on the road. And again, LSU now sole position of that 4th place spot so they could get that extra bye in that second round in that SEC tournament. Okay. Want to shift gears right now to LSU baseball. Tigers will play the Jacks Classic starting today, 1 p.m. first pitch. It's not really a tournament, but there are 4 different teams here. So it's kind of like think of it as like a mock regional, if you will, out there in Jacksonville. So you'll play Indiana, Notre Dame, UCF. The Tigers will play Indiana first pitch at 1 o'clock. And for those wondering, last night, it kind of leaked the pitching rotation for LSU. So Case and Evans will be Friday, just like he was last week. Cooper Moore Saturday. Sunday, as of right now, is TBA. So it could be William Schmidt. It could be someone else. We'll see. Me and Alondra were talking about it earlier this week. Like, not all three of those weekend rotation spots are set in stone. Also, keep in mind that Cooper Williams did not pitch in that midweek game a couple nights ago against Nichols. Are they preparing him for a weekend start? Do they go with William Schmidt? Although William Schmidt had a fine outing on Sunday. I think he was good enough to earn a second start, but Jay likes to tinker with things early in the year, try to find his best possible lineup. So just something to keep an eye on going into Sunday. Now, if we see Cooper Williams out of the pen either today or tomorrow, that'll give us a clearer picture on what happens Sunday. But just keep that in mind, and maybe they'll announce down the road who's pitching Sunday. But as of last night, it was TBA on that Sunday spot. But the Tigers will take on Indiana first. Indiana 1-3 overall on the season, so you can look at that and say, oh, well, this team's not any good. LSU is going to have a really easy time. But they took on number 11 North Carolina in the opening weekend, and they struggled. I mean, they lost 9-4 on Friday. Game 2 was a 12-2 run rule victory for the Tar Heels. And then a 4-3 loss that went into extra innings. That was an 11-inning game, so Indiana fought back a little bit in that Game 3. Then they came home and beat the brakes off of Bradley, 15-3 run rule in their midweek game. So not a lot to go off of because, yes, they got swept by a really good top 15 program on the road in North Carolina. You come home, you beat the brakes off of an overmatched team in Bradley. So not a lot to look at and say, hey, is this team good? Are they not? I think it's somewhere in the middle. As far as what LSU is going to see, you'll likely see Tony Newbeck as the Friday pitcher for Indiana. He threw on Friday last week, and I mentioned that they lost that Friday game to North Carolina last week 9-4. It wasn't really Tony Newbeck's fault. I mean, he did well. He goes 4 innings, gives up only 1 hit, had 2 strikeouts, gave up no runs. I mean, he did walk 3. That was kind of a theme in the opening weekend for that Indiana pitching staff was they allowed a lot of free base runners to get on those base paths. But yeah, I mean, he pitched well, 4 innings, 2 Ks, 1 hit, gave up no runs. If you remember the name Tony Newbeck, he pitched at Missouri last year. He'd been there for a few years. LSU has actually faced him one time when he was at Missouri. Wasn't great at Missouri, kind of a middle-of-the-road pitcher, but Indiana is relying on him right now to be that Friday starter for them. So that is likely who you're going to see in Game 1. Third base, Will Moore. He has led off every game for them so far with kind of mixed results. He's 5 of 17 on the year with 3 RBIs. But again, they've played 4 games. He has led off in every single one of those games. I imagine when Indiana goes out there to bat, third baseman Will Moore will likely lead off for him once again, unless something else changes. Because they're really not hitting the ball well as a team. Like you can say, 5 for 17, they might make a change. Again, I mean, they struggled. They scored 9 runs total in 3 games against against North Carolina. And yeah, they got the 15 runs in the midweek, but that was against Bradley, an overmatched team. I think LSU is going to have some success here. I would like to see Case and Evans have a bounce back. I mean, he did some good on Friday, did some not so good on Friday as well. As far as Game 2 goes, you'll face the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. Notre Dame 2-1 on the year. They've only played 3 games. They actually lost their opener to FAU in Game 1 last week. Then they dominated them the next 2 games. I imagine Notre Dame playing in Boca Raton last week. They're in Jacksonville this week. They probably just chilled in Florida for the past week, which is why they did not play that midweek game. Caden Crowell started Game 2 last week. Went 3 innings, no runs, no hits. But, again, he did walk 4, and he struck out 3. So, both starting pitchers that you're likely going to face did a good job of limiting hits and limiting runs, but they gave up free passes to some batters. If you do that against a talented lineup like LSU, that's going to get you into some trouble. So that's something to watch as the series goes along a little bit more. And then your Game 3 opponent, UCF, They crushed Siena in their opening series, 16-0, 13-1, 15-0. All of those were run rules. Then they fell short to Miami, who was a nationally ranked team, in their midweek game on Tuesday. But look, they battled hard. That was an 8-7 final score that went 13 innings against the Hurricanes. So UCF looking pretty strong on the year so far. We'll see what they have in this Jacks Classic. Guys, I know the two of you will be locked in on this as well. So, I kind of gave just an overall breakdown of what you're probably going to see pitching-wise for these teams you're going to face this weekend, whether it's Indiana, Notre Dame, Central Florida. As far as the Tigers go, I got a few on my mind. Want to see where y'all are at. What are you keeping an eye on, Alondra, as far as the Tigers go? Like, what are you looking for this weekend? Something you want to see?
I can't think of anything specifically. I'm kind of with you. I want to see if Kaysen can go a little longer than 3 1/3, I think is what it was on Friday. Obviously, I also kind of want to see, so I know it's TBD on Sunday, maybe William Schmidt, maybe somebody else, maybe Cooper Williams, because we didn't end up seeing him on, when did we play? Wednesday?
Wednesday, yep.
So maybe I'm curious to see that, but I'm also curious to see later on down the line if Kaysen Evans holds that Friday night spot, or if it ends up being like he switches Cooper Moore to be your ace, and then maybe Kaysen to Saturday. I don't know. We'll have to see how he ends up doing and if he can extend. But I'm curious down the line to see what the rotation ends up being.
Yeah,
because I don't think this is what it's gonna be.
It hardly
later on
ever is under Jay. I mean, every year. That's the first thing I wrote down. Can Kaysen Evans extend as a starter?
Yeah.
I wanted you to go first because I knew that's where you were going. Everybody's on the same page on this. Yes, he went 3 1/3. He did strike out 7 in 3 1/3, which is great.
No, he did well.
The top of the fourth just snowballed on him. All 4 runs he gave up were in that fourth inning. He was cruising through the first 3, and you're like, okay, this is the Kaysen Evans we expected.
I could be remembering wrong, but wasn't it kind of like that last season too when he would start?
Yeah, because he got some of those SEC starts on Sunday. And then remember, that was when everybody was like, do you keep starting him? Do you put him back in the back of the bullpen? Because at that point, you really only had him and Evans. Like the rest of the bullpen, him and Cowan.
Yeah.
The rest of the bullpen was still trying to catch up. So people were like, hey, Evans is too valuable out of the pen. Do you really want to start him? But yeah, I mean, he got off to a slow start last year. Like, remember, it was Cowan that got the hot start. Mm-hmm. Evans, towards the end of the year, was the one that was really your dominant guy. But yeah, the fourth inning last week against Milwaukee really just kind of snowballed on him. But 7 strikeouts, 3 1/3. Want to see if he'll extend a little bit longer. I got a feeling that he will. I have confidence that Kaysen Evans can be a starting pitcher for this team. I'm glad you brought up Cooper Moore, because if Cooper Moore goes 6 innings, 11 strikeouts, and no walks like he did this last week, he kind of has to be your Friday guy. Now, that's a tough ask. 11 strikeouts to no walks is incredible. But we knew coming into this season that Cooper Moore was probably going to be a starter on this staff. Jay raved about him in press conferences every chance he got. And when a coach does that, when a coach raves about a player in any sport when not specifically asked about that player, to me, that always makes me think, okay, that player is top of mind for that coach. They are really standing out. And that's exactly what happened. Like Cooper Moore last year started a bunch of games at Kansas, did really well, and he was dominant week 1. So, yeah, that's something to keep an eye on. This one, not even a concern for me. I just want to see how good he really is. Can Gavin Guidry continue his dominance? Like, that's something I'm watching. Like, I don't know if you guys realize I went yesterday and kind of combined his first 2 games. In the first 2 games, now he's only going 4 1/3 total. But in 2 games, 4 1/3 innings pitched, 10 strikeouts, 1 hit, no runs, no walks. That's unbelievable. If Gavin Guidry can be 80% of what he's been so far, then you have a really good back of the bullpen reliever. I know it's early in the season. I know everyone was concerned about Gavin Guidry's injury. I mean, hell, he hadn't played in 18 months until the opener against Milwaukee. Gavin Guidry almost looks better than he was, which is difficult to say because he was a closer on the national championship team as a freshman and had a big role as a sophomore in 2024 as well. Gavin Guidry almost looks bigger, stronger than he did before he had that injury issue. Gavin Guidry can keep it going. I think the sky is the limit for this pitching staff because at that point, if it does wind up being some combination of Kason Evans, Cooper Moore, William Schmidt in the starting role, or a Cooper Williams, but 3 of those 4 guys solidify a spot. You have your starters. You have your back-end guy in Gavin Guidry. Devin Sheeran was dominant. He could give you some big-time innings. I think Santiago Garcia is going to step up. He was too good at Oregon. That's a lefty out of the pen for you. If you get your starting rotation figured out, pairing that with Gavin Guidry as your number 1 bullpen arm, you can kind of pick and choose your spots for everyone else. Those guys will have had those kind of designated spots in that rotation, in that bullpen. You can kind of pick and choose based on matchup, which Jay does all the time anyways. It just kind of makes your life easier. How concerned are you, Alondra, about Zach Cowan right now?
I don't know. We kind of talked about this yesterday, and I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little concerned about it. But we've just seen it from him before. So I don't, obviously there is a little bit of concern, but I think that if you get a little bit more reps, work with Nate Yeske a little bit, we could probably see him back to where he was before. But it is concerning, only because of the back end of last season.
Right. But we also, to your point, saw him in so many big-time moments against big-time teams. Like, if this was Zach Cowan a year ago, coming from Wofford, stepping up a level of competition, and then struggling, that's where my concern would be. At that point, I would be like, okay, this is an issue. Is he not ready for this level of ball? But he was so good for you last year. I mean, he was the best closer in the SEC for 75, 80% of the season last year. I think he'll get it back. He has the ability to do that. To her point about working with Nate Yeske, is there a guy, I know people like to troll and all that, but in all seriousness, is there a guy in college baseball you would trust more to work with somebody than Nate Yeske? Not me. And I trust that man wholeheartedly. He was great before he got here, and all he's done at LSU is had this team lead the SEC in strikeouts 2 years in a row. And oh yeah, they won a natty last year. Nate Yeske's got the resume to where I'm just going to blindly trust him. I think Zach Cowan can bounce out of it, and the good news is this team is so talented and so deep, you're going to have at least a talent advantage over most of the teams you play at this point in the season. Put Cowan out there. Let him work through his struggles in an in-game situation. Because you have the talent advantage right now to overcome that. I mean, if you drop a game, yeah, that sucks, but I think right now it's more important for Zach Cowan to work through his issues, because when you get into those high-leverage moments in SEC games, you're going to need a guy like that who has the experience and who has the ability to make those big-time pitches for you, and that's who Zach Cowan is. So we'll see what happens. A lot of things to watch as LSU, again, they will play Game 1 against Indiana, 1 p.m. this afternoon in the Jacks Baseball Classic out there in Jacksonville, Florida. We're going to keep an eye on it. We'll recap the entire series when we get back on Monday. But what we'll do right now, we'll step away. We'll close out hour number 1 next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Go to Bally's, Baton Rouge Casino and Hotel, the brand new star of downtown Baton Rouge. It is brand new. And sure, like the outside of the building somewhat might be the same, but that's the only thing that is the same. When you walk in, you'll be blown away. They have got Vegas-style gaming all over the place. Right when you walk in on the casino floor, they've got new slot machines. They have got a brand new DraftKings Sportsbook with an incredible bar that butts up to this biggest TV I think you've ever seen in your life. They've got a brand new hotel. Every room got an upgrade. Everything got an upgrade. Go check it out. Bally's Baton Rouge Casino and Hotel.
That's right. It is Friday. It is the weekend. Friday. If you're looking for something to do, if you're in Baton Rouge, the Baton Rouge area, looking for something to do with your friends, with your spouse, whatever it is, a little date night, go to Bally's of Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, you got an upgrade, 25,000 square foot gaming facility, beautiful hotel and restaurants right there. Bally's of Baton Rouge.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish Contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding, and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
Okay, and what is our goal?
Less than 110.
That's right, less than 110.
We teach. We laugh. We pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, please guide our hands during this procedure.
Hey, how we feeling today?
I'm feeling better.
We heal.
You look better.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We do all things
I got you. No way.
with great love. FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime during this challenging event. And we're right there with you. Our mobile banking app is a smart way to manage your money and time. Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
I had a way then, losing it all on my own. I had a heart then, but the queen has been overthrown. And I am not sleeping.
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn. Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
All right, banking should feel personal because, well, it is. At First American Bank and Trust, you're not just an account number. You are a neighbor with locations across Louisiana. They deliver personal service backed by the strength and technology you expect from a modern bank. So whether you're opening a checking account, growing your business, financing a home, or planning for the future, their team takes the time to understand your goals and build a plan that works for you. It's local decision-making, trusted relationships, real service. That is the difference. You can visit them online at FABT.com today to learn more. First American Bank and Trust, banking built around you.
That's right. For more than 100 years, they've helped Louisiana families purchase their first home, build businesses, grow their businesses, plan for the future, and it's all done with local bankers who live and work right here in our community. So know your banker, get straight answers, work with people that actually care about your success. And when you call, no phone trees, no out-of-state decisions being made on a loan, just honest banking that's built on trust. First American Bank and Trust, FABT.com.
Again, Friday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp here with you. Filling in for Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn here inside the Raising Cane studio. A lot quicker commercial break that time. Only one break that time. You know I had to do it. I'm sorry.
My bad.
I'm sorry. No, it was great. And I enjoyed it. It added a little bit of
so dumb.
It added a little bit of pizzazz. We made it. We rolled with the punches.
I was like, Happy Friday. Here's 6 minutes of commercials. So stupid.
I'm about to blow y'all's minds. You're not going to believe this. You're not going to see it coming. Georgia had 2 players arrested yesterday for reckless driving.
No way. You're lying. That program?
I know. It was actually Wednesday night, but yes, both of them. Linebackers Chris Cole and Darren Akinabon were arrested on reckless driving and exceeding the maximum limit.
Unbelievable.
Both were misdemeanors, but here's the funny part of this. Well, luckily, no one was injured because that has happened before surrounding that program. But it says here, Cole was booked at 9:59 p.m. and posted bond at 10:39 p.m. That's 40 minutes. At Kennebon, he was booked at 10:37 p.m. He posted bail at 11:08 p.m. Also around 45 minutes. You know what it reminds me of, Alondra? This clip right here from SpongeBob. Go ahead, Braxton.
What are you gonna do to us?
Okay, follow me. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up. Now get out.
That's literally what happened.
We stole a balloon.
Sheriff's Department. They were
on
feeling,
Free Balloon Day.
Athens Park County is who it was. They were feeling generous there. Yeah, they were in jail for like flip of a coin. And this is this part here blows my mind. I had to check this. I thought this was a typo. Who Sports has it. This is the actual amount they had to pay to post bond. Chris Cole posted a $26 bond. Perfect. Darren Akinabon, he really got a big slap on the wrist. He had to post a $39 bond. And they were locked up for about 40 minutes apiece. At that point, do you have to have somebody come bond you out? Or if you just got $40 in your pocket, you just slip it to the cop and be like, I'm kind of ready to go.
Do y'all take Apple Pay?
Right. Can I Venmo you?
Yeah.
Can I Venmo you $40? Like, can we just wrap this up and be done with it? The part I love in this article on Dog Nation, listen to this quote. This is not the first time Georgia has run into issues with reckless driving.
Wait, I thought it was.
Believe it or not, Alondra, this has happened before.
Crazy.
It's become a recurring issue with the program after the last few off seasons.
But real talk, like, how does it happen every year?
And always,
it's always Georgia football, and it's always reckless driving.
And Kirby seems like the type of guy that would run a really tight program.
I guess not.
And it's so hard nowadays because players are so damn soft. You punish them in any way, shape, or form, they're just going to enter the transfer portal and leave. But if I'm Kirby Smart, part of the NIL package for my football team is I'm buying everyone a motor scooter or a Segway or a damn hoverboard or whatever I can. You ain't allowed to drive here at the Georgia football program. It's not happening.
Well, they keep doing it because they've spent 40 minutes in jail and paid $26 to get out.
Look, I'm sure the cops were feeling generous that night. I'm sure it had nothing to do with the fact that these were Georgia football players, okay? You and I, if we were drag racing on that strip, we'd probably spend 25 minutes in jail, Alondra.
A tale as old as time.
Tell you what, if that happened to us, I'll be generous and be the big spender. I'd pay both of our bonds.
Really?
I would. I'd pay the $39 and the $26.
That's crazy.
I know. I got you.
I would just call Gordy.
Gordy, can you send me like $50?
Can you get me out of jail?
It's like $50.
I feel like you could.
That seems like a really low bond. No, that's for two of us. That's two of us. Is total is $50.
Both $25 each.
It's insane. So Chris Cole, though, actually a pretty good linebacker for this team. He had 59 tackles a year ago, 7 tackles for a loss, 4.5 sacks last season, appeared in all 14 games. You think that guy's going to get in a whole lot of trouble?
No.
Probably not. Darren Akinabon, he only appeared in 5 games with 2 tackles. He don't stand a chance. That's why his bond was an extra $13. Higher. Yeah. They were like, look, Chris, you did a lot of good. We'll give you $26. You're out of here. And Darren's going to leave, and he's like, whoa. Where do you think you're going, Darren? He's like, well, I'm going with my buddy Chris. You let him out? No, sir. Pay up. 39 big ones right here, buddy. Slap us 2 20s on the table. We'll call it even. Leave us that $1
must have like
tip.
an Audubon or something. like out in Athens.
It says they exceeded
Exceeded?
the maximum speed limit.
That was Matt Flynn AF.
That was.
Exceeded?
That was a Flynnism right there.
Dang,
just making
we're-
up words
we're
here.
struggling today.
Anyways, Georgia, stay hot. I mean, I don't know
Please
what
don't
else to
stay
say.
hot, actually.
I don't know what else to say about this program. It blows my mind every time I see a story like this. All right, we're going to take a time out. When we get back, we got a lot coming up. Jay Clark, 8:30. Ross Jackson, 9 o'clock. Doug Thompson, former LSU pitcher, coming up at 9:30. All that next. You're on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
It's 2026 and you're thinking about your future. College, workforce, tech school? This could help clear it up for you. According to a 2025 Georgetown University study, ITI Technical College ranked as the #1 college in all of Louisiana for return on investment. So the better return on your dollar for your education begins here. Call us or visit us online to start your new career or to get the life that you've always wanted for your family. ITI Technical College. We're in the better life business.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even J.B. could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of J.B. Falgu.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
With Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I gotta come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Raising Cane studio.
Welcome in hour number 2 here on a Friday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp here with you. Alondra Villarreal, Braxton Rizzuto. Those are Z's. Well, they look like R's to me. That was a hectic first hour, huh? I mean, I told you during the break, I was like, Braxton, I applaud you because you're the only, non-everyday member of this show, and you've screwed up the least between the three of us. So shout out to you, man.
Appreciate that.
We've had a great time. I enjoyed the long commercial break, actually.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun. I mean, we sat there, we were laughing about it. We had plenty to talk about in that segment. We just combined two. No big deal. We made it work. You got to watch some SpongeBob. Honestly, that was a good first hour, guys. That was a Friday first hour, if we've ever had one. Okay, a little bit more sportsy here in the second hour. Do want to talk a little LSU football. Do want to talk some Saints. LSU gymnastics coach Jay Clark will be with us at 8:30, and then the 9 o'clock hour, we're pretty busy there. Ross Jackson will be with us at 9 o'clock. 9:30, former LSU pitcher Doug Thompson will join us. Kind of get his thoughts of what he saw in the opening weekend, what he expects to see this weekend in Jacksonville, and of course we'll close everything out like we do with Ask the Bench. Right now, though, Paul Feinbaum was on Get Up earlier this week. Now, you guys know how I feel about Paul Feinbaum. Typically, I would never bring up anything Paul Feinbaum had to say. Only if I was anonymously calling into his show would I ever interact with him in all likelihood. But he was asked on Get Up on their college football segment of who won the offseason. And Feinbaum said Lane Kiffin. How many times do I need to say that? He dominated the end of the season with his move, and then he managed the college football chaos. Look at what he brought in the portal. He said he made major acquisitions there, but I think even with a difficult schedule, LSU is a college football playoff team. And I got to tell you, I never agreed with anything Paul Feinbaum says. He nailed this one. Lane Kiffin did win the offseason. Lane Kiffin won the offseason before he has ever won a game here, because you have to admire what Lane Kiffin's done. Whether you're the biggest Lane Kiffin fan in the world or whether you were adamantly against him coming to this program, you got to admire what he's done. There was so much chaos surrounding his decision to leave Ole Miss, so many attacks on him. Everybody in college football painted Lane Kiffin as this villain, even though other coaches have done this multiple times. He didn't care. He came in, he went to work. I mean, everybody, talked about, Lane Kiffin's going to be so great for the media. Guys, he hadn't even really spoke to the media, and I prefer it that way. Even as a member of the media, we here want Lane Kiffin to go out and add transfer portal players and retain your coaching staff and retain key players from a year ago. And that's exactly what he did. I mean, Lane Kiffin had his opening press conference, and you didn't really hear from him again until 2 weeks ago when he was recapping his signing class. That's it. So all this chaos surrounding his decision to move to Baton Rouge and leave poor little old Ole Miss. Everybody made a spectacle out of this. You know who the only person that did not make a spectacle out of this coaching change situation was? It was Lane Kiffin. Lane Kiffin's not in the national media pushing this on TV every single day. Lane Kiffin's not one of these unhinged Ole Miss fans who can't understand the fact that Lane Kiffin left you to go to the prom with the prettier girl. That's exactly what happened if you're an Ole Miss fan, and you can't wrap your head around that. Lane coming to Baton Rouge, ignoring all that outside noise, coming in, putting his head down, and getting to work. That's exactly what you wanted as an LSU fan. Because if you look at the end of the Brian Kelly era and all the rumors and news and reports that came out around Brian Kelly maybe not having the best work ethic, Lane Kiffin seems to be the complete opposite. Lane Kiffin seems to be somebody who's like, hey, I came here to win. I know there's massive expectations around me. I don't want to let myself down. I don't want to let the people of Baton Rouge down. I don't want to let LSU down. I'm going to come in, I'm going to work my butt off, and I'm going to assemble what could very well be the best transfer portal class of all time. You brought in 42 guys. Find me a position that LSU needed that LSU did not address in the offseason. Everybody was waiting on offensive line. You got multiple guys who I think are plug and play. I mean, Jordan Seaton's going to start on this team. I talked about it a little bit the other day with Aliyu Ba, kind of an under-the-radar guy, but started 24 consecutive games at Maryland at guard. He's a plug-and-play guy. Can play either guard spot. You were able to retain Braylon Moore. You were able to retain Weston Davis, whatever that means to you. Trey Dez is back. Like, you didn't lose any major player in the portal, by and large. I mean, we've talked about Carius Kern. I think Kyle Parker's actually a pretty big loss. To me, that one's going to hurt more than Kern, just because I think Kyle Parker's going to be great next year at Ohio State, next to Jeremiah Smith, with Julian Sayin throwing him the football. But, again, whether you're the biggest fan of Lane Kiffin in the world or whether you despise the guy and thought LSU should have looked elsewhere, you have to admire what he's done. Like, hand up, if you would have asked me, like, if I would have been the athletic director and you'd have said, Taylor, who are you going to hire? I probably would have hired Kenny Dillingham. One, I didn't know how gettable Lane was. Two, I didn't know how long you were going to have to wait. I wasn't sure if Lane Kiffin was going to pull that trigger before the early signing period. He wound up doing it. Wound up working out perfectly. Like, my thought was always, if you can get Kiffin, yeah, go get him. Don't put all your eggs in that one basket. Have a backup plan. But you know what? It has worked out as good as anybody could imagine, way better than I could have imagined at this point. So shout out Lane Kiffin, everything he has done in the offseason, everything I believe that he will continue to do in the offseason as well. Want to stick with LSU, but kind of switching topics here before we take this first break. Folks over at LSU Wire put out an article of why this LSU football player can be an All-American in 2026. And the guy they mention is Deshaun Spears. I think this is a great choice. I think Deshaun Spears has all the potential in the world. He's not a household name in the SEC yet, but he could be. They mentioned his PFF grade. Spears graded out at 90.1 on PFF. That was top 5 in all of college football among safeties. A 90.3 in coverage. That was 4th in all of college football. He was the 2nd highest rated defensive player on LSU's team last year, behind only Mansour Delane, who's about to be a top 15 pick in all likelihood. I love the versatility that he could bring to this defense. He's 6'3". He's around 215 pounds. You get him up to 220. You could slide him in there at the nickel or the star position that our guy Matt Flynn loves so much. Harold Perkins was around 6'3", 220 pounds, and I actually thought he did a pretty good job, for the most part, at that star position. I've been high on this guy since he stepped foot on campus. Look, he's from my neck of the woods. I'm born and raised in Walker, Louisiana. I still live there to this day. He's right. He's a stone's throw down the road in Denham Springs. So I was a little bit biased, but I also saw the guy play a lot, and I knew how good he could be. And you saw the flashes a year ago. Again, he wasn't an everyday starter in the secondary. Now, he sat behind A.J. Hawsey and Tamarcus Cooley, which, no shame in that. Both of those guys were studs for you a year ago. But on the season last year, 29 tackles, 3 tackles for a loss, 2 interceptions. Both of those interceptions came in that Florida game. One of them, he took 59 yards back to the house for a pick 6. I think he's oozing with potential, which is why I love the Ty Benefield signing out of the transfer portal so much. Anytime somebody asks me, favorite transfer portal addition, outside of the obvious, you had to get your quarterback and you had to get the offensive line. Favorite player might be Ty Benefield because of the versatility he's going to bring to this defense. Benefield's a 3-year starter at Boise State. Last year, 107 tackles, 8.5 tackles for a loss, 2 interceptions. He can play at the line of scrimmage. He can drop back deep and kind of be that center fielder at the back of your defense. The year before that, 82 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, again, 2 interceptions. Ty Benefield can do a little bit of everything. Tamarcus Cooley is going to start at safety on this team. I don't think there's any question about it. I thought he was really good a year ago. Who's going to be that guy next to him? All of a sudden, you have a lot of options. And honestly, whoever's not the starting safety next to Tamarcus Cooley is probably going to slide down there into that star role. I would like it to be Deshaun Spears because of the size. Again, 6'3". Can he get up to 220 pounds? You're going to have options there. I think Benefield would be great there. Even though Benefield's a little bit on the smaller size, he's hovering around 6 foot, but he's physical enough to do it. We saw it at Boise State. CJ Jim Coyley. He didn't get a ton of reps in game, but he repped the star position a lot during fall camp a year ago. During the media viewing portion of those fall practices, we got to go out there. He was kind of the number 2 star at times behind Harold Perkins. Got a lot of reps there. He's a big-bodied guy. He can play safety, linebacker, star, wherever you need him. But the talent of a Deshaun Spears, pairing that with a Ty Benefield, those guys are basically interchangeable at this point. I think the sky's the limit for this team. I mean, I mentioned, the potential of a Deshaun Spears. People forget he was SEC Defensive Player of the Week after that game against Florida. And he was Bronco Nagurski National Defensive Player of the Week as well. That was the 2-interception game. He was incredible. Now, he had the privilege of playing against DJ Lagway, who I don't think is a very good quarterback. LSU picked him off 5 times that game and probably could have had another one in there somewhere. But he was awesome in every opportunity he got. And yes, people want to point out, like when I mentioned he was the second highest rated player on your defense. Well, he wasn't an every down starter. Guys, he played over 200 snaps on this defense a year ago. That's enough of a sample size. And think about the other players on that defense. DJ Pickett was really good. AJ Halsey was awesome. Tamarcus Cooley was great. He graded higher than all 3 of those guys. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to translate into a big-time role, and just because he was graded high a year ago means he's going to be an All-American. But I think the potential's there. I think the talent's there, and I think he's going to have every opportunity to make a big impact on this defense. Whether it's at star, whether it's at safety, I'm excited to see what Tamarcus Cooley can do next year on Blake Baker's defense. All right, we'll take a quick timeout. When we get back, Ross Jackson put out an interesting article on LouisianaSports.net about the possibility of Teddy Bridgewater actually returning to the New Orleans Saints. I'll give you my thoughts on that next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Somebody that will never blow a lead, that is Tommy. Windows, doors, and siding. GoTommys.com. G-E-A-U-X. Tommys with a Y.com is the website. You will clearly see the difference when you work with Tommy and the team. They're not going to blow a lead. They're just going to win awards because that's what they do. They stack banners. They stack awards
every year,
every single year, bud.
They don't
not every 4 years.
They don't spread the trophies for every company?
No, they don't.
Trophies for
they
everybody?
would never let Canada make a comeback either. Go to GoTommys.com.
All right, GoTommys.com. They are the best windows, doors, siding. We're talking about Hardy Plank siding. I'm a vinyl windows siding, whatever it is. They're amazing. Just talk to them about your project. If you're building a new house, if you're renovating, maybe you just want to do a little upgrade on your doors or change them. You got some rotted windows, rotted doors, whatever it is. Anything they install, lifetime warranty, the best in the business. That's why they win awards every single year. GoTommys.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit LouisianaPropane.com.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The Banks Foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even JB could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of JB Falgu.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Looking for the ultimate game day experience? Come to the Queen Casino in Baton Rouge. Savor game day platters and snacks, plus drink specials at 1717 Kitchen and Cocktail. So come out for game day and let our team make you the MVP. The Queen Casino, where every moment is a win.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
All right, go to trashrangers.com. If you're signing up for residential commercial trash pickup, if you are signing up for a roll-off dumpster, maybe you're doing some spring cleaning coming up and you need that, you tell them what you've got. They'll make sure you have the right size dumpster. If you are looking for a portable toilet, maybe you got an event going on and you want to have that delivered to you, picked up, they can do that every single time at Trash Rangers. So again, go to the website trashrangers.com, trashrangers.com.
Yeah, if you got a business and you're maybe you're not happy with your current trash pickup, maybe it's hard to get in touch with the customer service over there. I've been there. I've done that. Give them a call. Let them know how they can help your business. They are the experts when it comes to trash removal, and they can customize their pickup schedule around your business. What time of the day, how much trash you make. Is it one pickup a week? Maybe it's 6 pickups a week. It doesn't matter. They can fit the project to your specific job site. And residential, roll-off dumpsters, you name it, the most reliable trash pickup, trash removal service in Louisiana. TrashRangers.com.
Wonder who that was. Welcome back in here. Friday.
Attorney Gordon McKernan.
Oh, that was Gordon. Okay. I knew it was going to say I'm attorney, but I couldn't remember. Okay. Shout out, Gordon. What's up, man?
Get Gordon.
That's right.
Speaking of, Will Helmers, part of the G team, going to come on next Monday, talk a little baseball.
Shout out to Will Helmers, man. I remember when they had to start him at third base.
Yeah.
That one game. Actually, you know what? That might have been my first baseball game working for LSU. Because it was Maneri's last year, and I think that's right. Like, I always remember, like, I started working on, I moved from Talk to ESPN Orgeron's last year. I started working over at LSU Maneri's last year. It always kind of lined up that way. But, yeah, he had to start at third base. He had that rough outing. You know, people wanted to crucify the dude, and, like, he shouldn't have been playing third base. He was too good of a pitcher, and then, I mean, he was a great pitcher for LSU for a number of years. Shout out Will Helmers. He'll be here. Monday, right?
He'll tell you that straight up, too.
He'll be here Monday.
Yeah, he'll be here Monday.
Right now, I wanna talk a little New Orleans Saints because our guy Ross Jackson, who's going to join us at 9 a.m., put out an article on Wednesday talking about the New Orleans Saints potentially bringing back Teddy Bridgewater this year in free agency. He mentions, you know, the Saints have never been shy about bringing back players from the past. They reacquired Mark Ingram in 2021. They brought back Jimmy Graham in 2023. Remember 2020, they brought back Malcolm Jenkins. Like, there's a lot of guys that had been on this team previously. that they have brought back. And, Ross writes, Bridgewater makes sense as another rekindled flame, especially if the team sees veteran quarterback Taysom Hill leave after his contract voids on March 10th, or if Hill retires. I don't think Taysom Hill is going to be back with this team. Whether he retires, whether he goes somewhere else in free agency, I just don't see that happening. I don't know how much sense it makes for the Saints. And I hate saying that because I love Taysom Hill, but I'm not quite sure how that would work. So would you want Teddy Bridgewater back? I absolutely would. Teddy Bridgewater was a great locker room guy. He was loved by fans. The problem is Teddy hasn't played in a number of years. Now, he's been on rosters, but the last time Teddy Bridgewater threw a pass, he threw 15 passes a year ago for Tampa, 62 yards. Before that, it was all the way back in 2022. He attempted 79 passes for the Miami Dolphins. Remember, he kind of retired, and then he unretired, went to Detroit to try to help him during that playoff run, be Jared Goff's backup. Stayed in Detroit for 2 years. And then last year, again, 15 total passes on the year for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, he's 33 years old. He'll be 34. So he's still got some tread left on those tires. And, again, I would welcome Teddy Bridgewater back with open arms because I think he is valuable as a backup quarterback in this league. He could help Tyler Shuck out. He's been in this league for a number of years with a number of different franchises in a number of different roles. When he went to the Minnesota Vikings, he was their starting quarterback until injuries caught up with him. Came to New Orleans. He had to fill in for Drew Brees when Brees had that thumb injury, and Teddy Bridgewater went 5-0 as a starting quarterback here in New Orleans. 9 touchdowns to only 2 interceptions. So he was really good here, and I would welcome him back. But that also begs the question, should the Saints trade Spencer Rattler? I think so. I think they should trade Spencer Rattler. And this is not a shot at Spencer Rattler. I think Spencer Rattler is valuable on this team. I actually think he's so valuable that you could get some trade value back for a guy like Rattler. I'm not saying second, third round pick, but could you get a fourth, a fifth for a guy like Rattler? You could take advantage of a lot of quarterback needy teams, I'll tell you that. They could be desperate. The Arizona Cardinals? You mean to tell me Spencer Rattler couldn't go in there with Arizona with a brand new coaching staff and that franchise seems keen on moving on from Kyler Murray? Spencer Rattler could go in there and be a bridge quarterback for him at the start, and who knows, maybe he could develop into something there. What about the Las Vegas Raiders? Could he go there with Clint Kubiak, who coached him a year ago in New Orleans? If you don't want Fernando Mendoza to have to start as a rookie, or you want somebody to come in and mentor him that's a really good locker room guy, Spencer Rattler could be that guy for you there. I think there is value in trading Spencer Rattler. Now, the pushback will be, Rattler's too good of a backup, you have to hold on to it. The reality is, if any team has to rely on their backup, you're already kind of screwed. And again, that's not a shot at Spencer Rattler. Like, when you look at his record, he has a 1-13 record as a starting quarterback for the New Orleans Saints. Now, not all of that is his fault. I mean, you look at what he did last year. Over 67% completion, 8 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 1,500 yards. So Spencer Rattler's doing his part. He's just, like, you're not losing because of Spencer Rattler. But you also weren't winning with him either. He wasn't elevating the players around him. He did a fine job. He played his role. I thought he did a good job leading that offense at times. But think about the difference in that offense when Tyler Shuck stepped in there. It just felt different. He kind of elevated the players around him. Look at Devon Vele. I mean, Devon Vele had career games. Like, I know I made the joke on this show saying, oh, Devon Vele, road to 100 yards. When people always say road to 1K, it was road to 100. Devon Vele, once Tyler Shuck became the starting quarterback, really thrived. I mean, that was Shuck's third down go-to guy. Him and Jawan Johnson made play after play. There was a game, Tyler Shuck just ripping it down the seam on third down for those first downs. Throwing it up to Vele, throwing it up to Johnson. And Chris Olave had some of the best games of his career with Tyler Shuck in there, quarterback. He just seemed like Shuck elevated the players around him. It's not a shot at Spencer Rattler. There's a lot of guys in the league that play their role and they do it well, and unfortunately they're not winning. That's kind of where I'm at with Spencer Rattler. Rattler goes 1-13. Tyler Shuck had the same team Rattler did a year ago, and he went 5-4 as a starting quarterback. If you do trade Spencer Rattler, and you sign Teddy Bridgewater, that's good. It's a step in the right direction. How comfortable are you with Bridgewater at this point in his career? I mentioned he threw 15 passes a year ago, then he hadn't thrown a ball since 2022. How comfortable are you with him being your primary backup? You may have to actually bring in a third option. That's where it gets a little dicey for you. You look at some of the unrestricted free agents right now, and I'm going to be realistic with this. Like Marcus Mariota, 32 years old, had to start a number of games for Washington last year due to those Jaden Daniels injuries. Mariota still got it. I mean, he looked good in a number of those games. Now, Washington was terrible, and they had no weapons on the outside. They had no running game. So Mariota was kind of on his own, but he held up well. Mariota's played a lot of games in this league. He is set to be an unrestricted free agent unless something changes with franchise tags and stuff like that. But a guy like Mariota is probably not getting franchise tagged at this point in his career. I mean, Zach Wilson's out there. And I get it. Everyone likes to clown Zach Wilson for his year with the Jets. One, nobody does well with the Jets. Two, you're not bringing him in to be a starting quarterback. Zach Wilson's still got some talent. I would welcome, if I'm cheering for any team, I would welcome Zach Wilson in as the backup quarterback. Why not? He's still got talent. He doesn't have to go in there and start 16 games for you. At least you hope not. Mitch Trubisky, he's been in Buffalo for a number of years, but he's a former first-round pick. Started a bunch of games in Chicago. Now, Jimmy Garoppolo's a free agent. That one's more wishful thinking than anything. I think the Saints would be a tough sell for a guy like Garoppolo. Not because he doesn't like the city of New Orleans or the Saints, but like Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have teams out there that want him to be a starter. Like word is teams like Miami are already reaching out to him to like be that guy for this year. So I don't know if Jimmy Garoppolo would turn down a potential starting role to come to New Orleans and be the backup and mentor Tyler Shuck, but he's a name out there to watch who's currently a free agent. You have some options out there. I'm okay with signing Teddy Bridgewater. I'm okay with trading Spencer Rattler. But I think you have a little bit more work to do in the quarterback room if that does, in fact, happen. All right, we'll step away. We'll take a quick timeout. When we get back, transition away from football. LSU gymnastics coach Jay Clark joins us next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
All right, we are so fired up to be back with RejuveMe and RejuveMeMedical.com. Several locations across Louisiana.
Several. Are you kidding me?
Baton Rouge, right there in Bluebonnet and Jefferson. You've got also the Bluebonnet in Highland. You've got Prairieville, Metairie, Slidell, Covington, Houma, Shreveport, Monroe, Lake Charles, Lafayette. Also, you got some locations there in Mississippi, and they have been the leader in HRT, right? Hormone replacement therapy, helping you regain that energy, that boost that you once had, getting back to feeling like your normal self. Go see them today at RejuveMeMedical.com.
That's right. Yeah, kind of like Groovy's kind of a little wiry. If you're not feeling fiery anymore as a man, if you get a little bit older, you got that hormones, they start getting out of whack a little bit. Well, go there, get a medical, get a panel, get a blood panel just to see. Go see what's happening if there's something. Maybe it's not, but if there is, they are the leader in Louisiana for over 10 years at hormone replacement therapy. Go check them out. RejuveMeMedical.com.
Who bears the standard? Who sets the bar? It's not those satisfied by low-hanging fruit or by taking it easy. No, the standard is set by the best of us, by those who work hard. Dig deeper. Give more. At Sunshine, we're proud to provide John Deere products that work hard for you, the standard bearers. Find the dealer nearest you at sunequip.com.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
When it comes to industrial construction, River Parish contractors can do it all. Mechanical, structural, custom fabrication, specialized welding and turnaround services. Strategically located in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, we have the local team with the experience and commitment to safety to manage the most complex industrial projects. Period. Here's the deal. Partnering with us means your project is delivered on time, on budget, and most important, safely. River Parish Contractors, let's get building.
Most roofers just replace your shingles. At Pelican, we diagnose your roof, digging deep down to find the root cause of your roof symptoms. Now cough for me? Good. We don't ignore your roof's issues, we address them. Let's just take care of this right here. Helping your roof to become the best version of itself. Interesting that you would say that. How does that make you feel? So call Pelican Roofing for your free roof checkup today.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Welcome back in, Friday edition of OTB. Taylor Sharpie with you, sitting in for the time being for Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. They will be back on Monday. Right now, let's go out to the phone lines. Big meet coming up. LSU gymnastics coach Jay Clark joins us right now. Coach Clark, good morning. How are you?
Good morning. How are you this morning?
Doing quite well, Coach. You know, your team's always one of the top programs in the country. Everybody knows that. Like, y'all are ranked number 2 right now. You're 6-1 overall in the season. And yes, I mean, you know, it seems like it's reload instead of rebuild for you guys every year. But specifically this team, like, what has made your squad so tough to beat this year?
Well, I mean, I think we had a lot of kids come back from last year, and a lot of kids whose roles expanded that we already knew would be there even last year. But when you have Aaliyah Finnegan and Haley Bryant and Sierra Ballard and those guys leading the way, there's only so many opportunities to compete. So we knew we had some kids coming in that returning this year that their role would expand and they'd be able to do the job. I think more than anything, though, we've got a group that really seems to be bought into the way we like to do things, and they cared genuinely for each other, and they're doing it for the right reasons, and that's always a key to anybody's success.
Coach, you talk about all the veterans you have back, and certainly, but you know, anybody that's watched this team, you see a gymnast like Nina Ballou out there, freshman. I mean, what maybe, you know, her specifically, some of the younger gymnasts on the team, what stood out to you about them?
Well, Nina in particular, Nina had been coming to our camp since she was about 8 years old. I think she had her mind made up. She was coming to LSU before we knew even who she was. She's been a mainstay in our summer life for a long time, and that kid she's an alpha in every way, and she brings so much energy to everything that she does. Even as a freshman, she has been one of the more vocal leaders in the room, and willing to participate and willing to put herself out there in terms of giving her opinion about the way we ought to be doing things. And she's been an incredibly good impact so far, and couldn't be happier with the role that she has played so far. Over the years, she will do a lot more in terms of just sheer gymnastics than she's done so far, but she's already contributed in massive ways.
Coach, you're talking about gymnasts who have contributed in massive ways. Let's go ahead and name the Gymnast of the Week award after Caitlin Chio. I mean, she wins it last week. You know, she got this a number of times as a freshman. She's only built on that as a sophomore. That was her 12th Gymnast of the Week award. Early in her sophomore year. She had a record all-around performance on Friday. It was 39.875, perfect 10 on the floor. I mean, how is she built on that great freshman year? What have you seen from her?
I think more than anything, she's just shown a lot of growth in terms of maturity and the way she carries herself, the way she communicates with her teammates. I think last year it was sort of just sort of organic the way it happened. She just came in and did her job, didn't say a whole lot. And at times when things didn't go well for her, which wasn't often, you know, her body language would reflect that. Now she's really changed the way that she approaches things. She's done an amazing job of being a better teammate and just shown a lot of growth. When things aren't going well for her, you don't know it anymore, and that's a sign of a good leader, because she's focused on what's going on with everybody else around her. You know, you always worry when somebody has a freshman year like that, you know, things can get sideways if they're trying to duplicate or repeat something that they did in the past. And I think she's done a really good job of managing that expectation that she has for herself, and also really turning the focus away from that and onto her teammates. And I think that's been the key to her success so far.
LSU gymnastics coach Jay Clark joining us right now. Coach, your team's been awesome the last 2 weeks. I mean, you set your season high mark, 198.325 against Auburn last week. You guys have won 18 straight inside the PMAC. Haven't lost a home meet since January 16th of 2023. I did not realize it had been that long. When you're at home, you know, people always ask me, what's the best environment you've ever seen in the PMAC? And, Coach, for me, I don't know if it was 2015 or 2016, but you guys were taking on Florida inside the PMAC.
Yeah.
That's the loudest I've ever seen that venue. I mean, it was a top 10 matchup at the time. You guys pulled off a big win. What is it like knowing, like, you have that kind of fan support at home? It's got to be a big advantage.
Well, first of all, that meet was 2015. It was the first time we had sold that building out, and we had been on a pretty steep trajectory of growth at that point. And you're right, that place was unbelievable that night. And look, it's different. And, you know, that's what everybody's saying now. I've been saying it since I got here in 2012. So Lane can't have that all to himself, but it is different here. And we're just so blessed to have that kind of support. There's nowhere else in the country where you can walk into an arena and have that kind of just amazing, almost vitriolic support for your team in our sport. It happens in other sports. It happens in football and basketball and others. But the arena, the PMAC on Friday nights in Baton Rouge is unlike anything else in our sport in gymnastics, and it's an incredible blessing. It's part of what draws kids to want to come here and to experience this as they go into the tail end of their careers. Because there is no pros, there is no NFL, there is no NBA, and so they want to experience the bigness of what LSU has to offer, and it's a tremendous advantage for us when our fans are packed in there and as loud as they are.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. I saw a graphic over the weekend. LSU put it out. It was between your meet against Auburn, the women's basketball game against South Carolina, and opening weekend at the Box. It was 3 events over the weekend, all 11,000 plus fans inside that venue. I mean, it was something. It was just really incredible. Coach, again, you guys have been great the last few weeks, but you have been at home, Penn State and Auburn. Now you go on the road into a hostile environment. How is that different for you guys going into a meet? Because obviously at home, I mean, I just mentioned 18 straight inside the PMAC, but when you're in a hostile environment, is there a little bit extra you got to get your team ready to go, or is it just, hey, it's business as usual, just a different atmosphere?
Well, in general, it's business as usual, but there are adjustments that you have to make. I mean, everybody's equipment, even though they meet the same specs and everything, it feels a little different. It takes us a little bit to adjust to that. I don't know what to expect in terms of a crowd. I anticipate, since it's 1 versus 2 tonight, that it'll be a big crowd. But, you know, we learned we'd much rather compete in front of a large crowd that's against us than nobody. So, you know, when we go some places, then it's vapid in there because it's, you know, there's nobody in there. But, for us, it's really not about the other team that's on the floor with us. It can't be. There is no defense. We can't tackle them. They can't tackle us. So it's just a different approach. We have to stay true to who we are. We're still in a growth period. We're still trying to become a finished product. And I tell them every week, we set a new floor for ourselves every week. Hopefully, if we're doing things the right way and we're moving forward and we're getting closer to where we want to be in terms of what our ultimate potential is, then every week we should see improvement and we should set a new floor for ourselves in different ways. And so, we certainly understand that this is a big meet here and we know where we are, and we know that Oklahoma's been the gold standard. They've won 7 of the last 11 national championships in our sport. But there's a nice little respectful rivalry between the two programs right now. We were able to share the regular season title with them last year and then beat them at the SEC championship. And then, unfortunately, we came up short of making finals at the end. But we know who we're competing against tonight, and we just got to go in there confident and really do everything we can to put pressure on them and see where things come out.
Coach, you were talking about the battles that you guys have had with Oklahoma, obviously 1 versus 2. You guys have already faced them once this year. It was y'all's first meet of the year, correct? And, I mean, it says, 197.5 for both teams, but OU wins in a 6-score tiebreaker. How does that work?
Well, in our sport, we put 6 up on every event, and you count 5 of them. You count the best 5. And so when you get into a tiebreaker situation, they don't normally do it in a regular season meet, but ESPN runs that according to championship rules because it's an ESPN event, and so they go to the 6th score on every event, and our 6th score in 2 spots was lower than theirs, and I think we end up losing by a quarter of a tenth or half a tenth based on that. But it goes in the record book as a tie, and they just break the tiebreaker. They do the tiebreaker to decide the champion of that meet, and that's the same way they would do it in the postseason.
Well, Coach, speaking of that tie, the last time you guys faced the Oklahoma Sooners, what's it going to take to get this team over the top tonight?
As I said, we just got to go in there and be ourselves. It's tough to beat them. I think the last time they lost here was in 2014. You think we have a streak going into PMAC? These guys, and the team they lost to was us. Back in 2014 when Reagan Corville and Sari Morrison were still on the team. But it's different times now, and they're tough to beat at home. It's really, for us, it's just about going in there and staying true to the identity that we're creating for ourselves and go compete hard and see where we end up. We're going to see these guys again down the road. We'll see them at the SEC championship, and if everything goes well, we'll see them in the NCAA championship. So this meet, while it's big and it's exciting and fans love it and it'll be great for TV, it's not going to define a whole heck of a lot for us either way. So we just got to put it in its proper place and go compete hard and try to win it.
1 versus 2, LSU versus Oklahoma. That is LSU gymnastics coach Jay Clark. Coach, thanks for hopping on with me, and everybody back home is going to be pulling for you guys, so good luck to you tonight.
Thank you, buddy. Y'all have a great day.
Absolutely. That was LSU gymnastics coach Jay Clark. The Tigers taking on the Sooners in Norman, the Lloyd Noble Center tonight at 8 p.m. Central. We'll take a timeout. We're closing out hour number 2 next. You're on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org, the one-stop shop for all of your plumbing needs, but not only in Central. It is the entire greater Baton Rouge area. We are talking to you. If you have any plumbing issue, they are always going to be there for you 24/7, 365 weekend, holiday game day. Today, first pitch, 2 o'clock. And if you have an issue, trust me when I say they're still going to be there. 225-500-0774. 225-500-0774. That is the number. Call them today, centralplumbing.org.
Right, centralplumbing.org, and like Jake said, that's like a huge resource to have. Just knowing that if anything ever goes wrong at your place of work, at your home, with a plumbing, like they can call, and it doesn't matter what is happening. It doesn't matter if it's the bottom of the ninth. It doesn't matter if there's a huge gold medal race happening in the Olympics. They will come. They will service your every single need. Right there, centralplumbing.org.
Man, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Bend Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
At Bayou Automotive, we believe in a sales process that puts you first. We want you to experience an easy purchase with clear pricing and great service. Let Bayou Ford and Bayou Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram be your trusted partners in finding your perfect vehicle. The crew at Bayou Automotive is going to do right by you.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
At Parrish, we take pride in building roofs that last because championships are built on commitment, not just on the floor of the court, but your home too.
Parrish Construction and Roofing. ParrishBuilt.com.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. And when you're cooking with clean, affordable propane, you're cooking with gas. In the wintertime, nothing heats a home like Louisiana propane. And when you need hot water, propane's got you covered. Oh, and you won't regret that propane generator when the power goes out. I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and to find more information and to find a propane dealer near you, visit louisianapropane.com.
Sometimes you ignore the signs, even when they're right in front of you. Problem gambling isn't always easy to spot. Know the signs, set your limit. Learn more about healthy gambling habits by visiting us online or text or call for free, confidential help now.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.
Hello, I'm Collins Meredith. If you've been injured on the job, you likely have a workers' compensation claim, but you may also have a tort claim which opens up significant recovery rights not normally available for a work injury. If this is you, call us or come see us at Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality.
I'm out of time and all I got is 4 minutes. 4 minutes, eh? I'm out of time and all I got is 4 minutes. 4 minutes, eh? I'm out of time and all I got is 4 minutes. 4 minutes, eh? I'm out of time and all I got is 4 minutes. 4 minutes, eh?
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
All right, go to rouses.com, go see our friends, and, well, which location do you go see them at? Well, you got to find out. You got to go to the website and see which one is nearest you. And then once you find that out, we always talk about it, man. They've got incredible deals going on at your local store, and you're going to be able to see them in that weekly ad right there on the homepage. Now, we always encourage you, go walk in. You'll be blown away right when you walk in. All the things that make Rouse's great. You're going to be welcomed by king cakes and all these things that are so Louisiana, right? And they are so local. They're going to have their own stuff there. But when we say Louisiana, they're in more than just Louisiana. Across the Gulf Coast. We just went to one in Mobile, Alabama a couple of weeks ago when we were down there for the Senior Bowl. So, again, find that location nearest you. How do you do that? You go to rouses.com.
Yep, Rouses.com. Get ready for the tailgating weekend, baby. Do it local. A local grocery store. Go check out your nearest local Rouses.
Is this song exactly 4 minutes long?
It's a good question.
Because that would be a missed opportunity if not. The song has to be 4 minutes long.
Okay, it says 4 minutes and 5 seconds, but I'm sure it's just like the end of
like
the video.
Like the YouTube intro or outro or whatever. Okay, good. I was hoping it wasn't like,
Let's
it's
look
like
on
3:20.
Music.
Braxton, we were talking shoes.
Yeah.
In the break. Do you own a pair of Hey Dudes?
I don't anymore.
But you did.
I did.
Okay. Last time I said I had Hey Dudes, people said they were old man shoes.
No, people wearing for like casual, just
Kind of,
casual.
like my
time.
dad
No,
loves Hey Dudes.
nothing wrong with Hey Dudes.
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them, but they're definitely dad shoes.
These bad boys here, huh? The navy blue. I just bought these. These are like 2 weeks old.
Those are fresh.
Yeah, look at these. Look,
Well, you
look,
had
look.
to. Like, you're a dad now.
Look at
They're
these.
dad shoes.
Look at these.
You had to get new ones.
Look at them. Look at them pearly whites right there. Looks great. The problem with these is though they don't make half sizes. What size do I wear? Of course, it's a 10.5. So I got to buy the 11. They're just a little floppy, and they kind of flop right off of me. But dude, they're comfy. I mean, it
They
feels
are
like I'm
comfy.
wearing slippers. And see, she's like, "Yeah, they're dad shoes." Like,
They're dad shoes.
I'm not Chris Marler wearing loafers with no socks into the
Bruh.
office,
And high
Alondra.
waters.
Okay,
And high waters.
I'm not wearing the loafers. Okay, we wanted to be
Oh my
on
God.
cash today.
If Chris is listening, he's going to text me immediately after hearing that. The man had high waters.
I love
on.
my guy. No, look, I was tired. I had to work the women's game last night. I walked into my back door at 11:15 last night.
The back door?
Yeah.
You go into your house from the back door?
Well, so our back door. Hell, I could pull it up on Zillow if I wanted. It's probably still there.
Don't do that.
Our back door is it's kind of like on the back corner, and then we have a long driveway. So I pull right up, and then the door's right there at the back corner. So yeah, I mean we don't ever use our front door. The only time our front door is ever used is when Frankie's barking at the Amazon guys, dropping off packages. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so I walked in the back door at 11:15. A little tired. Luckily, I got this brand new shirt, so it didn't need to be ironed or anything like that. And honestly, Alondra, do you have one of these?
What?
One of these LouisianaSports.net shirts?
Yeah, I do.
Matt had a few extra. He was passing them out. I guess it was Wednesday. A little bit see-through.
Really?
Hanging up in my closet. I could see my hand on the other side.
Oh.
That's why I had to wear an undershirt. I thought about giving y'all a show this morning. I was like, we could be a little see-through on a Friday, a little scandalous, but I was like, you know what? I don't want people to get too excited. We're gonna chill out a little bit. We're gonna rein it in a little bit on this Friday. They call a flag football tournament tomorrow.
Yeah.
Out in Gonzales. The range is gonna be from 4 to 14. Kind of a wide range there. A lot of people got their COVID years of eligibility still remaining. Like the guy at you've all seen the guy at Montana? There's a guy who plays football at Montana. I say guy, he's probably an old man now. He got his 9th year of eligibility the other day.
I mean, the dude from Miami, he was a tight end. Like, I don't know if he graduated.
But he had a couple injuries. Like this guy here.
But still, it was 8 years probably.
Like, what in the Van Wilder are we doing? This guy, again, like 9 years. His name is Solomon. No crap. Tuliat Tutupu. No way I didn't nail that last name, huh? He was granted a rare 9th year of NCAA eligibility.
Oh, yeah. Matt was saying his name the other day, and it was making me laugh really hard.
I'm not attempting. That's it. I'm one and done on that one. He graduated. What year did you graduate high school, Braxton?
2023.
Alondra, you were probably 14 or 15 or 15 or 16?
What, in 2023?
No, like graduating class, high school.
Oh, 16.
This guy graduated high school in 2018. And he will be playing college football next year. Now, he had a number of injuries. He did have multiple injuries. It forced him to miss at least 5 full seasons of competition.
That's a lot.
That's just bad luck at that point. And I feel for you.
Why are you
I
still
know what
playing?
you dream. Like, bro, you're going to be collecting AARP here soon. You're 30 years old.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be 30 in September. This guy's 26. Because I graduated high school in 14.
Yeah.
He's probably 26, 27. Somewhere there, depending on where the birthday falls. Like, my God. There's grad assistant coaches on the staff younger than you by multiple years.
How far do you think TJ Finley? Is he a senior finally?
He's on his
7th year.
7th year.
Yeah.
But only 6 schools because he went to Tulane. He never actually played at Tulane. And then, he enrolled at Tulane in the spring, left after the spring, went in the fall. So
Has he been injured?
No, not really.
I don't know how you're getting that many extra years.
His first year here was the COVID year at LSU.
Right.
So that didn't count.
Right.
I think he did have an injury. 1 year, redshirted another year, played in less than 4 games. It's probably the Auburn year when Bo Nix was there. And so, I mean, it kind of snowballed on it a little bit. And, yeah, he's still in college. So is Max Johnson. People forget about that.
He really?
People talk about TJ Finley. Max Johnson's playing college football.
Where's he at?
I have no idea, but he's there. They were in the same high school class. So,
I love the interview with Carson Beck, I guess, leading to the national championship. They said, like, they were talking about classes and finals.
Yeah, graduated 2 years ago.
Yeah, he said, how are classes going? He said, oh, I don't say any classes.
Right. He teaches the classes. Max Johnson. Max Johnson. It's like,
I
dude,
don't know why that made
it's
me
like,
laugh
dude,
so
grading papers has been tough this semester. I'm not going to lie to you. Max Johnson at Georgia Southern. So, back in his home state. But, all right, that's going to wrap up hour number 2. Coming up, busy hour number 3. Ross Jackson, 9 o'clock, 9:30, Doug Thompson. Then we're wrapping this week up here on Off the Bench.
Off the bench.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
When it comes to choosing energy for your family and your home, make the smart choice with natural gas. You can count on efficient and affordable natural gas to keep you comfortable and reduce your environmental impact to help protect our planet. Together, we're fueling our energy future. Atmos Energy.
Looking for cleaner energy? Propane is energy for everyone. Propane water heaters are very cost efficient, and the savings are even greater with a tankless propane water heater. We all know that Louisiana propane is a safe and environmentally friendly fuel. So why not go green while you save some green? I'm Miss Louisiana, Gabrielle McLeod, and for more information, visit louisianapropane.com.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
If your office is experiencing performance issues like slow networks, jammed printers, or disappearing files, Advanced Office Systems may be right for you. With powerful IT solutions, print management, document imaging, and security systems, they help offices regain confidence naturally. Side effects may include uncontrollable efficiency, smoother workflows, and a sudden burst of office joy. Say goodbye to those emotional breakdowns in the supply closet and get back on track with Advanced Office Systems.
Hi, this is Beth Serena. Welcome to my pool. The first time I saw this beautiful pool, it exceeded every expectation that I had. They were able to get everything we wanted in this pool. It is a beautiful pool. We live out here, we eat out here, we watch TV out here. This is like our living room outside. We love this pool and everything about it. When we decided to build our pool, we called a great friend who is one of the best pool builders in the country in North Louisiana, and we said, who would you choose to build a pool in Baton Rouge? And without a hesitation, he told us Russell Pools. He said their history, tradition of great builds, great pools was unmatched. So of course, who did we call? Russell Pools. The advice I would give to anyone looking to build a pool is first call Russell Pools. They'll do an incredible job. It'll be incredibly organized, it'll be time efficient, and you will have your pool in no time.
Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Hands to Hester, and Hester, yep, got it, 5 out of 5.
From carrying each other to a natty to carrying each other on the air.
Flynn is back to throw for the end zone. Goal!
Live from the Raising Cane studio, it's Off the Bench.
Welcome in hour number 3, a Friday edition of Off the Bench. It's been a long week, y'all. We're here. We've been hanging out with you all week long in place of Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. They'll be back on Monday. We got a picture from Matt Flynn yesterday talking about football weather, and he was sitting there in what appeared to be like 20 degrees with his little ski goggles and ski cap on. So Matt over there on the child slope probably learning how to ski here. Ross is going to call us. He just sent me a text saying if we had issues, he could call in.
Yeah, I just texted him.
So we'll get to Ross in just a second, but we got Doug Thompson coming up at 9:30. Next segment, after we have Ross, college football put out, they ranked the SEC incoming transfer quarterbacks. One team is not on the list, and it all boils down to an NCAA decision surrounding Joey Aguilar, which I really want to get into because Joey Aguilar is still waiting on a decision from the NCAA, which I think is absolute crap because you look at some of the other guys that have been eligible, and it took a while. I mean, mainly Trinidad Chambliss, if you could believe that. But we'll get into that a little bit later on. When we get Ross on, Ross has put out a ton of articles. I mean, you go to LouisianaSports.net every single day. Ross has multiple articles. Want to break that down. I mean, we talked yesterday about the possibility of a Travis Etienne and a Breece Hall and free agency. Those were Ross articles. We'll get an update from him on all of that. We'll talk Teddy Bridgewater. We'll talk Alvin Kamara's future in New Orleans. We'll get him on in just a second to break all of that down. And it looks like we actually do have Ross. So joining us right now, LouisianaSports.net. You can also catch him Locked On Saints. Our guy, Ross Jackson. Ross, how are you this morning?
Hey, buddy. Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely, Ross. Thanks for hopping on. I've been breaking down a lot of your articles this week, hosting on OTB, and wanted to kind of, break them down a little bit further here with you. I was looking at your articles about, Travis Etienne, Breece Hall, and all this, and maybe not even those guys in particular, Ross, but what are the chances that the Saints target a running back in free agency? We hear a lot about Jeremiah Love in the draft. He's been kind of a hot topic of conversation, but could the Saints go a different route and bring in a more experienced guy?
Yeah, I think that they could if that's a position that they're interested in addressing in maybe a larger way, right? Like there's kind of this two-way path that you kind of have to play the running back position to where, look, the Saints could use some more talent injected into that room. Obviously, they feel really good about where things could potentially head with Alvin Kamara, but Alvin Kamara has also been dealing with injuries here recently. Devin Neal came in, had an impressive rookie season, but overall that room still has a lot of question marks in terms of long-term planning. And so I think that's the other piece, right? It's not just about, hey, what can you do to help to make this team better for 2026, but what investments are you able to make that potentially get you ready for sort of the post-Alvin Kamara days in New Orleans at running back? And that's where sort of these young free agents like Breece Hall, Rico Dowdle, I'd throw into that category as well, who would be a pretty good complement to Alvin Kamara in the meanwhile. Kenneth Walker III, who I wouldn't be shocked stays in Seattle, right? And other running backs that are out there, Etienne and others. It gives them an opportunity to be able to invest in somebody that's going to help them bolster their room right now, not necessarily replace talent, but bolster their room right now and then be ready to replace talent at a later time. And so with there being this sort of wealth of young veteran running backs in this year's free agency class, that's a place where they could play. Otherwise, they could wait until the draft, where there's still pretty good talent, particularly in the day 1, day 2 range at the position.
Sticking with running backs, you just mentioned Alvin Kamara. What does his future look like in New Orleans? Not even whether or not he's with the team or not. I imagine most of us believe he's going to be here, but like, what does his role look like moving forward?
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see. I think they were interested in him returning to a little bit more of a judicious usage last year, as opposed to being more of a bell cow guy like what we saw post Latavius Murray here in New Orleans. And so I think you would probably want to continue to go that route, especially if you're going to end up being without Taysom Hill, who also helps to contribute or has helped to contribute to that running game over the course of his years in New Orleans. His contract is set to void on March 10th. If he's not back in New Orleans, then I think you're looking at Alvin Kamara and trying to find maybe a second and potentially third back, including, you've got guys like Kendre Miller coming back off of injury. You have Devin Neal going into his second year. They've got some talent there. But I think that the way that you maximize Alvin Kamara, and he's talked about this as well, is finding ways to utilize him a little bit more specifically, right? And so it's utilizing him as that, third down back that you can throw the ball to if you need to, but also utilizing him in a, more expansive role as somebody that can run both between the tackles and outside the tackles, working on getting him out in space, all those other things. So I think that when it comes to Alvin, the role for him is probably one that utilizes him a little bit more uniquely and specifically, as opposed to one that treats him as a bell cow back at this point.
Well, shifting away from running back, again, Jeremiah Love keeps being a topic of conversation. So let's say, for the hypothetical here, they do take Jeremiah Love. As far as free agency goes, O-line, wide receiver, there's a lot of big-name wide receivers that could hit that free agency market. Could you see the Saints potentially reaching out to some of them?
Yeah, I think so. And look, I think offensive line is the place where you spend in free agency this year. There's, especially on the interior, there's a lot of talent in this year's free agency class. And so, if you can't sign the big names like a David Edwards that's coming out of Buffalo, then, there's other guys that you could roll the dice on and that you could look at. You could look at bringing Ed Ingram back to Louisiana from Houston. There's a lot of talent in that spot. And so wide receiver then becomes maybe a little bit more of a secondary position to target. And I also think that wide receiver is the deepest position in this year's draft class, along with maybe edge rusher. And so you can also wait until day 2, day 3 at wide receiver and get somebody that's going to be able to contribute to your team when it comes to that position. You don't have to necessarily go with the big X receivers like a Jordan Tyson out of Arizona State or a Carnell Tate out of Ohio State. You could go for players that give you maybe a yards after catch threat. Go for players that give you maybe secure possession receiver types like a Ted Hurst or like a Malachi Fields out of Notre Dame. There's a lot of these different sort of archetypes of receivers in the draft class that, yeah, you can go and do that in free agency. Guys like Romeo Doubs coming out of Green Bay. You could look at guys like Alec Pierce, who could potentially be on his way out in Indianapolis, though he seems likely to stick around in Indy. You could go that route there, but even if you don't, and even if you don't address wide receiver in the first round because you want to go Jeremiah Love or you want to go with one of those edge rushers, whatever it might be, you're still in a really good position at wide receiver to add a player with an elite trait. It's not necessarily going and finding a specific archetype of wide receiver, but can you go and find that pass catcher that can bring an elite trait that you otherwise don't have in that room? And I think you can do that into day 2 or day 3 of the draft as well.
Speaking of the draft, let's go right there. The Saints sit at 8, and my thought's always been you're inside the top 10, and it looks like you have your quarterback of the future, so you're kind of sitting pretty. You could go a lot of different ways. If Ross Jackson is GM of the New Orleans Saints, who do you draft at 8 overall? Or what position? Position would be irrelevant to me. Everything would really be all about, who is the best player that's on the board. And so if I'm sitting there at 8 and Jeremiah Love is on the board and he's the best player on my board, that's who I'm taking. If it's safety Caleb Downs, who's one of the other best players on the board, if he's the best player on my board at that time, that's the player that I'm taking. That's kind of the thing about this upcoming draft class for New Orleans is that they're in a very similar position. I don't want to say that they're in a similar position because obviously they had Drew Brees at this time, right? But they're in a similar position in terms of need when it comes to that, like how they were in 2017, to where they have the ability to be able to address what it is that they need in free agency and then go into the draft and be able to just go best player available as they go through. That's what general manager Mickey Loomis said in his interview presser alongside Kellen Moore, head coach, that's what they were planning to do going into this draft, that they're comfortable going best player available. And so
for me, like there's positions that maybe I wouldn't invest in at 8. Like I don't know that I would go interior offensive line at 8. I don't think the Saints have a need at tackle that's enough for them to go offensive line at all at 8. Obviously, there are the obvious positions you're not going to in the top 10. But, outside of that, like if I can get an edge rusher, if I can get a wide receiver, if I can get a running back, if I can get a safety, that's as long as I'm getting somebody that is a playmaker, and that's kind of my big thing is like BPA best playmaker available, that's the player that I want. And so, like for me, the top guys that are probably hovering around and available in that cloud at 8 are Jeremiah Love out of Notre Dame, the safety Caleb Downs out of Ohio State, and then maybe David Bailey, the Texas Tech edge rusher, could potentially be there at 8. And then you have that pair of, or really that trio of wide receivers in Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, Mekhi Lemon. Any of those guys, I think, would be able to come in and contribute for your team immediately, and therefore would make them as quote unquote surefire, sure things as you can get in an NFL draft.
Ross Jackson, our guest right now, LouisianaSports.net, Locked on Saints. Ross, let's shift back to players that are currently on the roster, but we don't know a ton about their future. What are the chances of the Saints bringing back Cam Jordan and Demario Davis?
Yeah, I personally think that would be a wise move for New Orleans. It helps out in a couple of different ways, right? Those are guys that are on voiding contracts, which means there's some acceleration of funds in future years that ends up impacting their salary cap. If you extend them, you could potentially knock a little bit of that down. I'm not talking about massive cap savings here, but you're also bringing back talent is the thing. Right? I mean, look, Cam Jordan just had 10 sacks last season. Demario Davis just had a career high in tackles last season. So you're not bringing back guys just for the sake of being sentimental. You're not just bringing back guys for the sake of aiding yourself a little bit when it comes to the salary cap. You're bringing back guys that have produced for you. The tricky part is, I don't know how many times a team has to go into negotiations with a player that's both 37 and just had a 10-sack season. I don't know how many teams have to go into negotiations with a player that's both 37 and just had a career high in tackles. That's really unique. That's a unique negotiation to have to embark upon. So I think for both those guys, like they should want the money that makes sense to them, and it's going to be all about whether or not the team and the player can figure out a way to make sure that the contracts make sense on both sides. Can the Saints help themselves? Can the players get what it is that they need to feel valued? And then can you bring that talent back? And look, Cameron Jordan just had 10 sacks on his second fewest defensive snaps in his career this past season. And so it's not like you have to bring this guy back to play 100% of your snaps. If he's playing about 50% of your defensive snaps, it's clear that something works when it comes to him and defensive coordinator Brandon Staley's system.
Ross, one more for you before I get you out of here. You think Todd Graves is going to buy the Saints?
No, I don't. Well, let me say it this way. I don't think that that's going to be the case anytime soon. Gail Benson said in an interview back in November very clearly that the Saints nor the Pelicans are for sale, that she's not intending to sell any of those. Now, what the future holds and what that means for the potential of a guy like Todd Graves to potentially, invest and be able to do that we don't know, that we can't project. But as of right now, no, I wouldn't expect that to be a tomorrow or even within the next few years kind of a situation, because it sounds like Gail Benson has consistently made her intention clear that she's not selling the teams.
Ross Jackson, you can catch all of his stuff at LouisianaSports.net, Locked on Saints, and follow him on Twitter, Ross Jackson NOLA. Ross, thanks so much for hopping on with me this morning.
Of course. Thank you all very much. Talk to you soon, bud.
Yep, absolutely. That is our guy, Ross Jackson. We'll step aside on the other side. I want to look at two quarterbacks a lot of people think can take the next step in college football, and I just absolutely disagree with that. So we'll talk about that next here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, so you heard Flynn the other day. I mean, he loves Dos Equis. You know that we here on the OTB team love Dos Equis. It is the perfect beer for any occasion. Lake beer, beach beer, shower beer, bath beer, you name it beer, like ballpark beer. It is the go-to, and we've said it. We're going to continue to say it, whether you're tailgating outside of Tiger Stadium, watching the Saints on a Sunday, or just kicking back with your crew. Dos Equis brings that bold flavor and smooth finish that turns ordinary into legendary. It's not just beer. It is the beer of champions, or at least the beer of guys who feel like champions, but you will feel like a champion when you enjoy an ice-cold Dos Equis. So you don't have to be a champion, because Dos Equis will make you a champion. So the next time you're watching the game, grab a Dos Equis, and remember, stay thirsty, my friends, responsibly, of course. Dos Equis, official beer of unforgettable sports moments.
Jordan Faber here with some exciting news. Faber Automotive has officially arrived. We're proud to introduce your new hometown dealership, Faber Chevrolet GMC. That means more inventory, better deals, and the same great local team. Now backed by the trusted Faber family name. Whether you're shopping or servicing, you'll feel the difference from day one. Allow us the opportunity to earn your business.
Fabry Chevrolet GMC. Visit us in St. Francisville or online at FabryChevrolet.com.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions. Together, we roar.
Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates has won for our clients over $175 million over the decades, but our greatest success is our clients who have chosen and trusted us to help them. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call. You've got nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan. If you get injured, you could be staring at medical bills, repair costs, and lost income. Life can be turned upside down. At Lock Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, we'll work to turn your world right side up. Hire us, and like thousands of our clients, you'll be glad you did.
Men, age is just a number. Don't let it dictate how you feel. Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness has anti-aging services that can help you look and feel your best. Visit yourgoodwood.com and discover a renewed sense of vitality.
These are the luckiest ice cubes in the world. They could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar, but instead, they've been called upon to cradle and cool a crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Looks like the lucky just got luckier. Dos Equis.
Is it going? I don't know. You're looking for.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
March Madness is heading to Vegas, and LouisianaSports.net is sending one of you plus a friend with it. We're giving away a 3-night Las Vegas getaway from Wednesday, March 18th through Saturday, March 21st, just in time to watch all the madness. Hotel stay and flights covered, and all you have to do to enter is head to LouisianaSports.net and click the March Madness getaway link. Sign up now before our March Madness Pick'em launches. Get yourself entered, and you could be watching the tournament from Las Vegas instead of your couch. Winner will be announced Monday, March 2nd.
Welcome back in. Friday edition of OTB. Just about half an hour to go with you here on the work week as we are working towards the weekend. CBS Sports put out an article yesterday. The top 10 players in college football that they expect will have a bounce-back year in 2026. A lot of big-time names on there. Ryan Williams, the wide receiver out of Alabama. Yep, that makes a lot of sense. I'm good with that. I mean, he burst onto the scene as a freshman. Do you know he's only 17 years old as a freshman? I'm totally kidding. They said that like 10 times every broadcast. Last year, Jeremy Bernard really kind of became the top target for Ty Simpson down the stretch. Ryan Williams struggled with some drops, but he's talented. I mean, we know what Ryan Williams can do. New quarterback coming in. Him and Ty Simpson just never really could find that consistent connection. I'm good with that. That totally makes sense to me. Like Mekhi Hughes, running back at Houston, he's on this list. Again, makes a lot of sense. 1,500 yards rushing at Tulane 2 years ago. He was a big-time transfer for Oregon last year. He kind of fell out of favor in their running back rotation. Didn't do a whole lot for him. He's at a change of scenery in Houston under Willie Fritz. So there's that Tulane Green Wave connection there. I get it. I think Mekhi Hughes is going to thrive at Houston. Nick Anderson, former LSU wide receiver, transferred over to Kentucky. He'll be one of their top targets over there. He was in a crowded wide receiver room at LSU a year ago and was still recovering from that injury he had at Oklahoma and had a couple nagging ones here as well. Again, great choice. There's a few names on this list that are head scratchers to be nice. The first name on this list, DJ Lagway. What is DJ Lagway bouncing back from? In order to have a bounce back season, you got to be good. Let's look at what DJ Lagway did in 2 years at Florida. As a freshman in 2024, played in 12 games, 59% completion, 1,900 yards, 12 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. Virtually nothing on the ground, 100 yards rushing, no touchdowns. And I heard all offseason long, oh, get ready, DJ Lagway is going to take that next step. And my question was, in what area? I mean, what did you see from DJ Lagway as a freshman that can show you that he can play good football? And so many people were just so confident. No, DJ Lagway, he's so talented. His arm talent, everybody at this level has arm talent. I hate that saying. Saying arm talent is stupid. Look what the arm talent got him in year 2 in Gainesville. 2,200 yards passing, 16 touchdowns, 14 interceptions, 63% completion. As bad as he was last year for Florida, he was actually better completion percentage-wise than he was as a freshman. Braxton, you watched LSU a lot this year. You remember the LSU-Florida game. How many interceptions did DJ Lagway throw against LSU?
It was 5, wasn't it?
It doesn't matter. If your response is a crap ton, then you would be correct. It was 5, and it probably could have been even more than that. So many people just keep saying, well, this guy's so talented. He's too talented. He has to be good. Can anybody out there tell me what DJ Lagway can do that 30 other quarterbacks in college football can't? DJ Lagway, let's call it like it is getting the hype that he is getting because he was a 5-star coming out of high school. If DJ Lagway would have been a walk-on at Florida and performed like he did for 2 years, he wouldn't have been a hot commodity in the transfer portal. Nobody would have given it a second thought. So many times we look at hype. You turn hype into potential that may or may not even be there, and then you're just determined, hey, this guy, he's going to be the next great thing. Like, I thought Arch Manning was great the second half of last year, but so many people came into this season, and we talked about it on OTB, and we all predicted it. He's going to struggle on the road against Ohio State because it's his first start being the guy on the road in a hostile environment like the Horseshoe. And if he doesn't perform well, people are going to crucify the kid for it. And what happened? He got trolled basically the entire season. The fact of the matter is, maybe Arch Manning actually is a good quarterback. Maybe he was really overhyped going into the season because of his name, and he needed to get his feet wet a little bit. Playing the quarterback position's hard. It's kind of the same thing here with DJ Lagway, except the flashes haven't been there. He's a former 5-star that so many people will not admit that, whether it's recruiting experts or whoever, got it wrong in high school, and they're like, well, he was a 5-star. He's got to be good. So, stars don't matter. There's a guy that normally sits right here in this spot every morning who was a 2-star recruit coming out of high school, and he's one of the best running backs in LSU history. You think Nick Saban, Les Miles cared what star ranking Jacob Hester was coming out of high school? No, it doesn't matter. It matters what you do once you get there with your opportunity. Now, the thing about DJ Lagway, the only reason I could see him being on this list, he transferred to Baylor. He's in a new system. He's under offensive coordinator Jake Spavital. Look, Baylor ranked number 4 nationally in passing offense. So maybe you're thinking, hey, there's a change of scenery. DJ Lagway's in a new conference, a new coaching staff, a fresh start under an offense that had a lot of success a year ago. Cool. I'm good with that. I can get behind that for a little bit. I'm a little tired of the DJ Lagway hype train, but I can get behind that. But the next name on this list is Lenoris Sellers. Lenoris Sellers. Lenoris Sellers, as far as I know, is still at South Carolina. How did Lenoris Sellers' situation get better than it did a year ago? Yes, they did a good job in the transfer portal in the offensive line. They brought in Jacarius Peak. They brought in Emmanuel Poku. Both of those guys are going to be starters for South Carolina. I get that they had a bad offensive line last year, and they improved that. But is that enough to help Lenoris Sellers? No. I mean, he gets a Nick Harbor back. Great. I waited 3 years for Nick Harbor to do anything in college, and he had 650 receiving yards last year. That's your leading returning receiver. And in the article on CBS Sports, they mentioned, they added 4 receivers, Jaden Gibson, Nitro Toggle, DJ Black. Jaden Gibson, he was injured. He's been injured for the past 2 years. Last time we saw Jaden Gibson on a football field was 2023 for Oklahoma, 375 yards receiving, 5 touchdowns. Nitro Toggle coming from Purdue, 34 catches for 500 yards last year. DJ Black, 273 yards last year, 2 touchdowns. You added guys, but are any of these guys going to make Lenoris Sellers be able to throw the ball and go through his progressions? No. Like we were talking about it during break, and a lot of people will say, okay, well, he had a good year 2 years ago. Did he? I mean, yeah, he had a 65% completion percentage, which is good, but 2,500 yards, 18 touchdowns, 7 picks. That's fine. And he regressed last year. Just 60%, 2,400 yards, 13 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. I understand that DJ Lagway Lenoris Sellers is a good runner, but at some point that's got to not matter. Again, the offensive line was bad last year. If you look year 1 to year 2 for Lagway at South Carolina, 674 rushing and 7 touchdowns year 1. Last year, 270 yards on the ground, 5 touchdowns. He kind of got worse in pretty much every category. And yes, the situation had a lot to do with it. And again, great job on South Carolina in the portal getting these offensive linemen, but are these receivers that, put up decent numbers, are they enough to turn Lenoris Sellers completely around? No, Lenoris Sellers can't throw the football. I don't know how that drastically changes this year in Columbia, South Carolina. All right, look, we're going to take a quick timeout. We got 2 segments left. Coming up on the other side, we're going to switch back over to LSU baseball. Former Tiger pitcher Doug Thompson joining us next here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
Well, speaking of diving in, would you like to dive into a Russell Pool? Because when you see what they can do for you, you'll be blown away. They're going to make the pool of your dreams. In fact, that's their tagline because they know it is factual. Let's build your dream pool. And what better time to get that process started than right now, because you are going to enjoy it year long. This is Louisiana. It is always pool season here in Louisiana, but this is truly a one-stop shop. We're talking about construction, maintenance, retail, all of that you handle with one company. That company is Russell Pool Company, and you can trust them. We trust them. Everybody they build pools for trust them. LSU, the Tigers trust them as well.
Yeah, let them build your dream pool. They can do everything from design to landscape architect to financing options. They can do it all. When you think of quality pools, you think of Russell Pools. RussellPools.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience, or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
Okay, and what is our goal?
Less than 110.
That's right, less than 110.
We teach. We laugh. We pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, please guide our hands during this procedure.
Hey, how we feeling today?
I'm feeling better. We heal. You look better.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
We do all things
I got you. No way.
with great love. FMOL Health. This is how we healthcare.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. We are honored and humbled to receive from our clients in Google, based on 5-star client reviews, the designation of our law firm is highly recommended. Whether you hire us at all, please give us a call, 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith. Injuries happen when you least expect them to, making your life more complicated. At Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates, we know this and we strive to help each of our clients during these times. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555.
At Auctioner, we know healing is a team sport. That's why we've partnered with world-renowned orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews to create the Auctioner Andrews Orthopedics and Sports Medicine Institute. Whether you're a professional athlete or a weekend warrior, our team of specialists are dedicated to getting you back in the game. So whatever your reasons are for reaching your personal best, we've only got one. You. Auctioner Andrews Institute. Long live you.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
We typically think of stress as being bad for us. At Our Lady of the Lake and LSU, we are researching how certain types of stress, such as exercise, can be good for our immune health. By studying people under extreme stress, such as athletes, astronauts, service members, and first responders, we're learning how to improve the immune health of everyone. That's the power of research. That's the impact of champions.
From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. From the locker room to the airwaves, it's Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
We all know hard work, not just a slogan, it's a way of life, and that's exactly what you get with Pala. Founded right here in Louisiana, proudly 100% employee-owned, something we always want to remind you about. Pala has been delivering industrial construction, specialty services, and power solutions since 1973. So from heavy industrial projects to safety services and advanced specialty applications, their companies serve critical industries across the Gulf Coast and certainly beyond. So when the job demands precision, safety, and experience, Pala delivers every single time. Employee-owned means every project matters, every detail counts. You can learn more about their full family of companies at palagroup.com. That is P-A-L-A group.com, palagroup.com.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 3 here on a Friday edition of Off the Bench. Taylor Sharp sitting in for Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn. We got about 20 minutes or so left here in this work week. Want to go out to the phone lines right now. Bring in LSU national champion pitcher Doug Thompson. Doug, how are you this morning?
Doing good. How are you guys doing?
We're doing good, man. Look, 5 games into this thing, former pitcher, I mean, you had a lot of success at LSU. Just kind of overall thoughts, pitching staff, starting rotation. I mean, what have you seen from this team 5 games in?
Well, first of all, these guys are way better than I ever thought of being. Lots of depth. There's lots of arms coming out of the pen. Not everybody had their best outing, the first outing, but that's usually the case anyway, right? So lots of new faces. Of course, the Saturday pitcher, Cooper, was off the charts. I mean, might have thrown too many strikes. I mean, he threw his changeup 28 times, 25 times for strikes. So lots of talent, lots of big arms. And then in terms of offense, obviously a huge spot that you had to fill was the loss of Jared Jones, and bringing in the notorious ZAC over at first base, Big Papa. What a great guy to fill those shoes. I mean, he takes the big hack. He's going to hit the ball hard. I've seen him hit it literally throughout the course of the preseason all over the field. But that's the big takeaways is those new faces seem like they're really actually going to be able to contribute, and there's a lot of talent in terms of the new guys.
As far as the bullpen goes, it just seems like everybody LSU's going to. I mean, by and large, a few, iffy outings here and there, but by and large, this bullpen looks nails early on. What have you seen from them?
I've seen the same thing you've seen. I mean, there's been a couple little, hiccups, but again, it's part of baseball. Like every time you go out, you can't have a good outing, but for the most part, most of the guys that came out of the bullpen did their job. And I guess the one that has to stick out is Gavin Guidry, not only because, he's returning from an injury, and that's not easy. He literally missed an entire year. But that guy was number 8, and that means something to that team. That's kind of the team captain passed down from year to year. That started literally a decade ago, if not more. And it's special. And to have that type of kid back on the field with your team is a huge boost to the team. And then the way he's pitched, geez. I mean, Gavin Guidry is looking like he should be, maybe one of those weekend guys if once he gets up to where he can get to 70, 80 pitches. But so far he's been outstanding out of the bullpen. Of course, again, there's several others. I mean, you can ask me about specific guys, but there's so many that it would take me a while to pick through each one of them. Just trying to pick out the ones that have kind of stood out to me.
I'm glad you mentioned Gavin Guidry because, on this show, other shows, we've said, people are kind of forgetting about Guidry and Devin Sheeran just because they didn't pitch last year. And, I mean, that's another guy. It was exciting to see him. I mean, electric stuff over the weekend from Devin Sheeran.
No question. And, as a former player, athlete, that's been injured and had some good buddies be injured, it's hard not to pull for the guy that's been out for so long and recovering from that injury because, that as an athlete who's trying to progress and continue playing, whether you're 12 years old or you're a freshman in high school or not, or at LSU, that's adversity, and that'll test the your will to compete and to get back out on the field and to see those kids come back. It's just so awesome. And then Sheeran, I mean, that guy's up to 99 miles an hour. He's just not back. He's an explosive arm that could be huge. Well, will be huge. You would think for LSU this season. So, yes, I would imagine. Coach Johnson, Coach Yeski, and all the others must be tickled by the way those guys, have showed up so far.
Doug, how concerned are you with Zach Cowan?
Not at all. I mean, the guy. Look. The inevitable, too. Coach Burtman used to remind us as starters in the bullpen before games, say, look, the first inning, don't forget it's the toughest, the first and the fifth, because that's where the team score the most runs. The pitcher's, running out of gas traditionally in the fifth inning and the first inning. There's several factors against the starting pitcher. Number one, usually you don't have your stuff, not all of it. It'd be great to come out of the bullpen with your, feel for all 3 or 4 pitches, but the truth is you usually come out of the bullpen with one or two of those pitches that you're feeling good about. And as the game progresses, you find those others. That's number one. Number two, you're facing the best hitters in their lineup. Number three, they're all as focused, as well rested, and as excited as they're going to be. The intensity is there in the first inning. And then last is the umpire, right? He doesn't know the strike zone yet for you. He doesn't know where you are. And there's this kind of feel out situation that goes on. So I think that's kind of what Zach ran into. I have the TrackMan strike zone next to me in the booth, and Zach he didn't throw his changeup over much, but I'm telling you, he was not missing by much. I mean, they were small misses, and sometimes because of the nature of the game and the beauty of the sport, just a couple misses in an inning can lead to a bad inning. So. Zach Cowan is a veteran. I saw Zach Cowan pitch at Wofford at UNC a couple years ago, and last year in Omaha, a big start. Zach Cowan. Listen, in college sports, what matters the most, almost even more than physical talent, is innings under the belt. is experience, right? Like, how old are you? How many pitches have you seen? How many pitches have you thrown in the big moment? So don't write off Zach Cowan. That guy's got a lot of experience, and he'll be just fine. He's a strike thrower that just didn't throw that many strikes, but it wasn't like he was throwing the ball up against the backstop. So no concern for me.
Doug, switching from the pitching staff to the position players, I mean, obviously you mentioned Zach York, the big body god, as we like to call him. Seth Dardar's looking really good to start the season. Jake Brown, though, is tearing the cover off the ball right now. I mean, he is seeing it so well. I mean, obviously, you're not going to expect this pace throughout the entire season, but I mean, what is the ceiling for Jake Brown this year?
Oh, the ceiling. Wow. I mean, I thought Jake Brown was the best player on our team last year. I mean, he's big, he's fast, he's strong, he's got a great arm. Remember, he's like the, one of the top pitchers in the country coming into LSU. And he can hit. And so no surprise again for Jake. And now, like, the role was on there right in the middle of the end of Game 3 and the beginning of Game 4, 4 straight homers and 4 straight at-bats. I mean, that's like Babe Ruth type stuff, right? So, or Shohei, but and that happens every now and again. But, I could easily see Jake Brown walking away with more than 20 home runs and over 80 RBI after this season. Like, I could easily see that because he's a stud. He's going to be one of the better hitters in that LSU lineup, and he'll be one of the better hitters in the league.
Transitioning into this weekend, getting a preview of, today's game and the weekend as a whole. LSU will be out in Jacksonville for the Jacks Classic, 1 p.m. first pitch against Indiana. They released the pitching lineup. It kind of started to leak out a little bit as far as the starting rotation yesterday evening. It looks like it's going to be Case and Evans again on Friday, Cooper Moore on Saturday. Now, Sunday was TBA. I mean, do you expect it to be William Schmidt again? If it's not William Schmidt, who's some options out there for that Sunday role?
Cooper Williams could be an option, I guess. I mean, I don't know where Gavin Guidry is in terms of his pitch count, but he's pitched so well. I mean, wouldn't surprise me. I'm trying to think of some other guys. Of course, it's so early in the season. You're kind of putting me on the spot a little bit. But I would say my first guess would be Cooper Williams,
right?
And it would have to do with the lineup. Like, if that Sunday opponent is like heavy lefty, that I could see it being Cooper Williams. I don't know the reason for the TBA. I don't have that information to share with what the lineup is. I guess maybe I could call and get some more information later this day. But they probably, who is the Sunday opponent?
UCF.
Okay, so they're going to watch. UCF can swing it, right? They scored some runs, if I recall.
Yep.
Yeah. So I would imagine that Jamie Tutko and Nate and the entire staff is going to be watching UCF like a hawk in the games on Friday and Saturday. And I would imagine the information they gather will have a lot to do with who that is that they announce as that fourth or that third starter. But it wouldn't surprise me if it was Cooper Williams.
As far as in the field goes, Chris Stanfield, he's been dealing with a nagging hand injury. Jay the other day actually said he's getting close to returning. No word yet on if it's this weekend or not. Like, is he available the whole series? If not, Tanner Reeves has kind of been the go-to guy out there in left field. He's been hit or miss in the field, but he's been such a good bat. Like, is that Jay's thinking, like, sure, I'm going to sacrifice a little defense without Stanfield being out there, but it's kind of hard to take Reeves out of the lineup the way he's been hitting, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with offense, but he's got multiple options,
yep.
Right? He's already showed that with Simpson and some others. But I think Tanner Reeves, it probably has a lot to do with offense. He's an athletic kid. He can move. The play that he made, on the line drive that was awarded an error. Mr. Brian Lazar has been up there forever. He's one of the best in the world at keeping score in baseball. And every now and again, when those ones that are tough decisions, we'll meet in the hallway and talk about them. And for me, that was a tough one because if you recall the play I'm talking about, it was a line drive kind of in the gap sinking, and Reeves was running hard to his left and toward the infield to catch it, and it kind of hit the heel of his glove, which, I mean, I've seen that. I put it this way: I've seen that be given a hit many times before. Right? It was a difficult play, but he's an athletic kid. He can swing the bat. He's older. Again, lots of reps, lots of inning under his belt, lots of ABs. So I would imagine, Coach Jay probably giving those guys the early looks. But honestly, I think early on it looks like he's got a lot of options. And I tell you, another thing he has is an unusual number of left-handed bats on this year's offensive roster, and even more unusual number of left-handed hitters that throw right-handed. So that opens up a lot of different, options for Jay Johnson. And I know that he really grinds on that lineup every day, and it has a lot to do with what they expect from the opponent.
LSU national champion pitcher Doug Thompson. You can also hear him on the baseball broadcast, LSU Sports Radio Network. Doug, thanks so much for your time this morning.
Thanks for having me, Taylor. Have a good weekend.
Yep, absolutely. You as well. Again, the Tigers will play Indiana today at 1 p.m. before taking on Notre Dame tomorrow. And then, as we were talking, UCF, that Sunday opponent for the LSU Tigers. All right, guys, we're going to close this thing out. We got one more segment left. We're doing Ask the Bench coming up here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to getgordon.com. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. Truly the place to go if you have any question. A live agent's actually going to pull up right there on the homepage of the website. So any question you might need to ask them, it can be answered right there. But also, you can see cases they can handle in the courtroom, past client results. All that information is on getgordon.com. It's always going to be at getgordon on all major social media as well. So Facebook, Instagram, X, whatever it might be. And then we always say it every single day, no matter where you're listening to us in Louisiana, put your area code followed by 888-8888. Get Gordon and get it done.
That's right. Get Gordon and get it done. GetGordon.com. If you have been injured, whether it's a car accident, whether it's on the job site, whether walking down the street, it doesn't matter. Give them a call and just start the conversation. Tell them about your case. Tell them about exactly what has happened. And then they go out and they fight for you. They've been doing it a long time because that is what they do. They get people in Louisiana exactly what they deserve. GetGordon.com.
Transform your living space with Lacoste & Young Remodeling and take your home from outdated to outstanding. Redefine your kitchen for the ultimate culinary experience or elevate your daily routine with a spa-worthy bathroom retreat. Our skilled team brings 3D modeling to life to ensure your vision becomes a reality. We believe luxury should be accessible and offer tailored solutions to fit your budget without compromising quality. So contact us today for a free estimate. Lacoste & Young Remodeling, providing perfect solutions for your dream home.
I've been in banking for over 35 years. I usually start about 7:30 in the morning, and I usually leave somewhere around 5, or if customers need me to meet them at their house or their business places, I don't mind going after hours. I have done churches, subdivisions, retail centers, hospitals, and nursing homes. And that's why we chose to live in this community, because of the values First American Bank has, that I can serve my community and my customers.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
I'm lawyer Collins Locke Meredith. Among the most important factors to consider when you're hiring an injury attorney is trust. You trust your attorney will put your interest first, treat you with respect, fairness, and honesty. You trust them to be there for you when you need them. At Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates, thousands of clients have trusted us to represent them, and for good reasons. Please visit us at LockeMeredith.com to learn more, and whether you hire us at all, give us a call at 272-5555. You have nothing to lose.
Today, we are shaping tomorrow.
We are researching how extreme stress impacts the immune system, from trauma victims to athletes and even astronauts.
Our work is leading the way in sepsis treatment, saving countless lives.
We're unlocking the mind with music in exciting new ways.
Our Lady of the Lake Health and LSU are improving the health of our state.
That's the impact of champions.
Imagine the impact we'll have on the future. Together, we roar.
After a decade of working in private duty nursing, I know how hard it can be to find compassionate care for the ones that you love the most. So I started Decision Critical, a premier concierge nursing agency, so we can take care of you wherever you are. Our highly skilled nurses provide exceptional care from the comfort of your own home with personalized packages for short-term, long-term, or even around-the-clock care. Visit us at decisioncriticalbr.com and give us a call today to get started.
Tigers turn talkers. This is Off the Bench.
All right, go to PelicanRoof.com, the website for Pelican Roofing in Lafayette, in Baton Rouge. They are boots on the ground in both locations, ready to help you. So if you need a roof repair, roof replacement, whatever it might be, they have got you covered, and they've got you covered with the best customer service, with the best work. That's why you go to the website, PelicanRoof.com. You see 5-star reviews all over the homepage, and that's actual customers that have worked with Pelican Roofing. So don't delay. If you need anything when it comes to your roof, go to PelicanRoof.com.
Sorry, Pelican Roof, PelicanRoof.com. If you are starting a project, whether it's a new build, whether it's renovation, maybe it's just a roof repair, you got a leak, you got an old roof, whatever it is, it's just that time. Make sure you give them a call. And we know it's a big decision that you're going to have to make for your family and yourself, and financially, it can make a big impact. So go let them help you with the financing. Financing options right there at their homepage. Get the entire process started at PelicanRoof.com.
Welcome back in. Final segment here on a Friday edition of Off the Bench. Guys, this has been a heck of a week, but we had a lot of fun. Today's been a pretty fun show. You could tell the Friday vibes were in here. All of us pretty much ready to get out of here. A few Ask the Bench questions in here. The first one was Ask the Bench. Did Tay get a chicken mini yesterday? Alondra was nice enough to actually save a few.
Yeah.
Brought them out. I did have a couple. I had a long day yesterday, and they hit.
I had like 5 of them.
They hit. Yeah, I mean, and there was a box up there, and I grabbed a few. They were pretty good. This one here from Daniel Basham. Ask the Bench, how was Braxton's first week? Braxton, I got to tell you, man. Full disclosure, I didn't know how this week was going to go because you'd never done OTB before.
Right,
and like Cade told me, he's like, oh yeah, we got Braxton coming in. I'm like, all right.
To be fair, OTB might be the easiest show
for
to
sure.
do.
For sure. It's more laid back, but dude, you've crushed it. You've knocked it out of the park. I mean, I know you were kicking yourself about the lower third thing, and that was on me. You're good. Like you actually killed it. I mean, you were awesome this week, man. I
messed up more than he did.
Yeah, right. I screwed up 2 or 3 times today, and we do this show every day.
Twice, yeah.
We do this show every day. I think you're in the lead.
That was the first for me, though.
For the least number of. That was funny. I actually really enjoyed that. We should do it. We should do it Monday just to screw with them.
6 minutes of commercials for your Friday morning.
But yeah, I mean, you were awesome.
Yeah, shout out Braxton.
Thanks for hanging out with us.
He might be your paternity leave.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. We'll have paternity leave coming up in July. So, dude, you nailed it. It's always nice to have somebody come in and grind with you in the morning. You were great this entire week.
I just hit that.
What you got on?
JT?
Turn up a little bit.
You can't hear it?
I can't now.
Braxton, are you deaf?
He might be.
Dude, it's these headphones. It's just a weird setup. It always cuts in and out.
You know
need a quarter inch.
You know what's weird? Mine don't do that when I'll sit over there.
Because you have that adapter.
Yeah, I don't have the adapter.
Oh, dude, there's one like right behind you, I think.
I have one in my truck. I just didn't need one, but I should have.
No, you do need it.
Guys, being an adult, it's so weird when like your friends text you. Like a buddy of mine texted me earlier and goes, "Hey, you busy tonight?" I'm like, "Hell yeah." He wants to get beers with the boys. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So I said, "No, what's up? If you have some availability, I could use some help picking up a freezer tonight." And I'm like, "Okay, here we go. Just adulting." He did say though, and then help drinking some beer out of my garage whenever we're done. So, you know, there's a little bit of fun involved, but he's the one that actually just had a kid in December. So happy to help. I'm sure him and his wife actually going through a lot. Guys, fun week. Jake and Matt will be back on Monday. Matt Flynn probably freezing in his quote-unquote football weather that he sent us last night, wearing the ski goggles and ski cap. And then Jake took the week off to be with the kiddos. Can't blame either one of them for it. Shout out to LSU gymnastics coach Jay Clark. Shout out to Alondra for setting that interview up. Forward thinking there on your part. Ross Jackson, LouisianaSports.net. He hopped on with us at 9 a.m. There's a lot about to happen with the New Orleans Saints. It's kind of like the calm before the storm. You got free agency coming up. You got to decide what to do with some key veterans. And then, of course, the draft will be here before we know it. And then former LSU national champion pitcher Doug Thompson was just on with us last segment. You can catch him on the LSU Sports Radio Network as well. Big-time series coming up for LSU. They'll play Indiana today at 1 p.m. They'll play Notre Dame on Saturday, UCF on Sunday. Should be a really good challenge. Step up in competition in a big way for the LSU Tigers. I expect them to knock it out. Alondra, Braxton, y'all were both awesome this week. The mix-up were actually kind of fun today. So go Tigers. We'll see you guys same time on Monday here on Off the Bench.
Off the Bench.
All right, go to ktozblinds.com. ktozblinds.com is the website, and that is a website for K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living since 2004. Blinds, shades, shutters, drapes, screens, exterior motorized screens, pergolas, aluminum shutters. What am I forgetting? Awnings, patio covers.
Yeah.
They've done it all over at K2Z. You'll listen to me. It's the first one I said.
Draperies?
Said that as well. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, on the North Shore, they have got you covered. Check out their service area on their website. If you're listening to us in Alexandria, chances are they're going to be able to help you out up there as well. Go to the website, ktozblinds.com.
K2Z Interiors and Outdoor Living. If you're looking for, some tailored window treatment, they got a solution for every single room, every single style you can imagine. They got a trusted local team with 25-plus years of experience. They got complimentary installation and award-winning craftsmanship. Go check them out, ktozblinds.com.
Hi, I'm Mitchell Meredith with Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates. We take great pride in educating our clients about their rights. Whether you're injured at work or while you drive, call our office at 272-5555. Knowledge is power, and you should know your rights after an injury.
Hi, I'm Sean Fagan of Locke Meredith Sean Fagan and Associates. When insurance companies have been unfair, we've never been afraid to go to trial. Fighting hard to protect your rights, we never settle a case out of convenience. We only settle when it's right for you. Whether you hire us at all, give us a call.
These ice cubes could have been a thankless bed for an all-you-can-eat salad bar. But instead, they cradle and cool the crisp, refreshing Dos Equis. Nicely done, ice cubes.
ED, low T, or simply seeking to optimize your health and performance? Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness offers a range of discreet services to address your specific needs. We empower men to reclaim their health and confidence. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Investing in a new roof doesn't have to be overwhelming. At Pelican Roofing, we offer 0 interest for 21 months because everyone deserves a safe, secure home. Trusted, local, affordable. Pelican Roofing, making quality roofing affordable for South Louisiana families.
My father, J.B. Falgu, had a vision of growth for First American Bank and the communities we serve. The bank's foundation was built on his legacy of compassion, loyalty, and dedication. Through his years of leadership, First American has prospered to heights even JB could not have imagined. I know my father would be extremely proud of the customer service and financial stability that First American provides to Southeast Louisiana. We continue to thrive because of the legacy of JB Falgu.
Supreme Jasmine is premium American-grown rice. From local farms to your table, every grain is supreme. Pick up a bag of Jasmine or any other of our Supreme American rice.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Flight by Yingling is raising the bar by crafting the next generation of light beer.
With only 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Flight by Yingling. Raise the bar.